Welcome to Fanfiction Audiobooks. Marvel, I can download unlimited talents. Chapter 1, Traveling Through Marvel, Unlimited Download System New Book, Collection, Everything. New York. Avengers Base. Lee Te sat in the hall with a hint of bitterness on his face. 3 months ago, he traveled through time. It turned out that he was a great young man from the 21st century. In his last life, on April 26, 2019, he walked into the cinema full of excitement. Get ready for the premiere of the Avengers' final battle against Thanos, Avengers 4. But just when the movie just started, there was a big explosion in the cinema. And he also died in that big explosion. When he woke up, he found himself in the Marvel world. Not long ago, Tony Tucker announced his identity as Iron Man in a press interview. Also in a battle, he defeated a strong man holding a cable. The biggest news recently is that a big explosion occurred in New Mexico. The military cordoned off the place immediately. These events allowed Lee Te to confirm Lian's location and specific time period. The world he lives in is entirely part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Although some details have changed, the general timeline is basically consistent with the Marvel movies he has watched. According to Lee Te's estimation, Thor, the god of thunder, will come to Earth soon. The reason why Lee Te knows this is because he is now an agent in the Avengers base. Yes, that's right, before the Avengers were established, the Avengers base was secretly established under the leadership of Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is the first difference from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And Lee Te is a member of S.H.I.E.L.D. His original body was called Bruce Little, a 22-year-old, third-level agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Belonging to the lowest level of agents, their usual job is to patrol and maintain the security of S.H.I.E.L.D. There are many levels above the third-level agent, with level 10 being the strongest. When the Avengers base was being established, Lee Te was very lucky and was transferred to work here. But the job is still the lowest, responsible for security checks to prevent anyone from bringing dangerous items into the Avengers base. To be honest, Lee Te was originally very satisfied with his identity. After all, as a member of S.H.I.E.L.D., he is free from the laws of the United States and has some privileges. But what is this place? Is this the Marvel world? There are all kinds of superpowers and black technology tycoons here. In front of these people, he is just a minor role. Accidentally, he died on the spot in a matter of minutes. According to the timeline of the movie universe, after the arrival of Thor, it is the story of Captain America. But that was still during World War II, and it had nothing to do with Lee Te at all. So soon, the Earth will face the First New York War. Loki led the Chitauri to attack the Earth. Level 3 agents like him were completely cannon fodder. Of course, as someone who knew the entire plot, he could certainly find a way to avoid the first battle in New York. But what about the second battle of Sokovia and the outbreak of civil war? Well, even if Lee Te is confident that he can escape all the battles and save his life. But what about Thanos' snap of his fingers in the end? There is a half chance of turning into ashes. Lee Te doesn't believe in his luck. The only way to avoid this is to make yourself stronger. So powerful that even the power of the Infinity Stones cannot affect him. But he is just a third-level agent. Although he has some abilities, he is only a little better than ordinary people. So what becomes stronger? The so-called poor rely on mutation, and the rich rely on technology. Little Spider's situation is similar to his, but Little Spider has an awesome father. Here's Lee Took. Being alone and alone will lead to death. Thinking of this, Lee Te clenched his fists tightly, with a trace of unwillingness on his face. Others who traveled through time were all awesome and powerful, and eventually dominated a world. But he, Lee Te, is just a small person, and he will be cannon fodder wherever he is placed. He was very unwilling to do so, but so what? In the Marvel world, strength still reigns supreme. Moreover, his identity as a Chinese American makes him ostracized everywhere in this world. Lee Te took a deep breath to calm down. The most important thing now is to find a way to survive the subsequent war in New York. Hey, Lee, why are you in a daze? What are you thinking about? At this moment, a voice appeared in Lee Te's ear. He raised his head, and it was his partner Bill, a black man, a fourth-level agent. He was also one of several colleagues who had a good relationship with Lee Te. These people usually call him Lee. Bill takes good care of him, especially after coming to the Avengers base. The two also have a good relationship and take care of each other. When Bill appeared, Lee Te smiled. "It's okay Bill, just thinking about something." And just when Lee Te said these words, he only felt dizzy. For a moment, Lee Te's face turned pale and his forehead was covered with sweat. Ding dong, the unlimited download system has been successfully activated. Suddenly, a cold voice appeared in Lee Te's mind. When Lee Te came to his senses again, he almost fell down. "Lee, what's wrong with you? Are you really okay?" Black Bill quickly stood beside Lee Te and supported him with both hands. Just when Lee Te wanted to speak, a piece of information suddenly appeared in his mind. Name, Mike Bale. Identity, Level 4 Agent. Abilities, Intermediate Fighting Skills, 100 MB, Firearm Proficiency, 200 MB, Speaking with Rap, 10 MB. Lee Te was shocked when he discovered this information in his mind. Lee Te was a little confused and didn't know what happened. When he was confused, a piece of information was completely integrated into his memory at this moment. The next moment, he knew exactly what was going on. He is bound to a system called unlimited downloads. And the biggest function of this system is that you can download various abilities of others without limit. Lee Te, who understood all this, turned from doubt to surprise. The system may be late, but it will never be absent. Chapter 2, This system actually costs money. Please collect the new book and ask for everything. He has traveled to the Marvel world for more than 3 months, and has long lost confidence in the emergence of the system. But just when he was desperate, the system unexpectedly appeared. Afterwards, Lee Te opened his system panel without hesitation. Name, Lee Te. Identity, Level 3 Agent. Abilities, Elementary Fighting Skills, Firearms Proficiency. Balance, 0. His panel is really terrible. Not even Bill. But what the hell is that balance? Lee Te didn't think much about it. He had a system and could download other people's abilities unlimitedly. At this moment, Lee Te had ecstasy on his face. Black Bill looked at Lee Te, who looked excited, and his face was full of black questions. Lee Te, God, please don't scare me. Are you crazy? Lee Te stood up and put his right hand on Bill's body. Don't worry, my friend, I'm fine. Sure enough, when he contacted Bill, information about Bill once again appeared in his mind. Under each ability, there was a download button. Bill is a 4th level agent with intermediate combat skills. As for firearms proficient, Lee Te also has it, no need to download it. The last one comes with rap when speaking. What's the use of this in this world? No hesitation. Lee Te clicked the download button directly under the intermediate fighting skills ability. Ding dong, connection successful. Ding dong, because the host has the ability of primary fighting skills, the size of intermediate fighting skills is reduced to 50 MB. Ding dong, the current download speed is 100 kb/s, valid within 1 meter. The download speed is only 100? At this moment, Lee Te was stunned. If he wanted to download all the intermediate fighting skills, it would take at least 8 or 9 minutes are enough. 7 or 8 minutes is fine, but if it is several hours or several days, it will be troublesome, because you cannot keep contact with a person for such a long time. Although it is only 1 meter close, the distance between colleagues is still very high. It was easy to say, but what about someone else? What should I do if someone misunderstands me? And just when he was secretly anxious, he found that there was an acceleration button in the download list. Without any hesitation, Lee Te chose directly. A list appeared in front of him. Spend $1,000, enjoy double the speed. Spend $10,000, enjoy 10 times acceleration. Spend $100,000, enjoy 100 times acceleration. Spend $1 million, enjoy 1,000 times acceleration. Spend $10 million, enjoy 10,000 times acceleration. When Lee Te saw this list, he was completely stunned. Does the system even require Krypton gold? As an employee of SHIELD, Lee Te has a civil service establishment in the United States. Especially since he joined SHIELD for several years, he also accumulated a fortune of more than $100,000. This money will be used by Lee Te to buy a villa in the suburbs in the future. But this is the Marvel world. After the war breaks out, no place is safe. Instead of living in an ignoble way, it's better to fight to the death. At that moment, Li Te directly charged 100,000 US dollars into the system. However, Li Te did not directly make money. It only takes 7 or 8 minutes to copy Bill's talent, so it doesn't matter. In order to save 4 or 5 minutes and spend $1,000, Li Te couldn't do it and couldn't bear it. At this time, Bill looked at himself. After confirming that he was fine, he couldn't help but lower his voice and said, "Li, you have to be careful. If the new leader sees you, your position will not be kept." Li Te heard this after speaking, he just smiled and nodded and said, "Don't worry Bill, I know how to do it." Bill smiled and was about to leave. After all, he still has his own things to do. Li Te's heart tightened. If the distance exceeds 1 meter, the connection will be interrupted and he will not be able to download. He remained calm and stood no more than 1 meter behind Bill. Finally, after a few minutes. Ding dong, download completed. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for mastering the intermediate fighting skills. The crisp sound of the system came, surprising Li Te's face. He could feel that when he had just finished downloading, his whole body and mind had grown tremendously. Especially his strength was the same as before. There was a big difference. Intermediate fighting skills were much better than elementary fighting skills. After that, Li Te returned directly to his job. Although this is the headquarters of Avengers Base, it was only just the Avengers Alliance has not yet been established. So there are not many people in the base. There are only some agents patrolling the surrounding area. Especially Li Te's contacts are usually third-level agents with similar strength to him. So I didn't think about it. While downloading. Until the evening shift, Li Te returned to his agent dormitory. Those who can be transferred to the Avengers Base headquarters will usually live here and are not allowed to leave easily. Fortunately, every agent has his own separate dormitory and absolute privacy. At this moment, Li Te was half lying on the seat with his hands behind his head. Today he awakened the system, which meant that he had a chance to turn over. But this is not it's just an opportunity. If he wants to continue to become stronger, he needs to get in touch with more powerful people. Especially the senior agents in the base. As for those superheroes, Li Te doesn't dare to think about them. Those people have everything. Superpowers are very powerful in all aspects. In their eyes, even the 10th level agent is just a fish, and cannot be put on the table at all. The most important thing is that the data of those powerful abilities are absolutely very large. Even if they come into contact, it is impossible to download it directly. So Li Te first set 2 goals for himself. The first is to strengthen his own abilities in a limited time and survive the First New York War. The second is to make crazy money and use enough beautiful swords to improve himself. The download speed. This is what he must do. Soon after, Li Te went to sleep directly. There is still a day of work tomorrow, and he must maintain his condition. The next day, Li Te put on his agent suit early in the morning and put on all the after getting the equipment, leave the dormitory. At the entrance of the Avengers Base, Li Te and Bill meet. "Hey Li, good morning, how did you sleep last night?" Li Te smiled. "God bless, it's not bad." Just as the two were saying hello, a black jeep stopped at the door. "Stand at attention." Everyone stood still and stared straight ahead. A tall white man walked out of the car. A level 5 agent. Chapter 3, Download, Stealth and Stealth. Please collect the new book and ask for everything. A 5th level agent is already considered a small boss in the Avengers Base. The 5th level agent in front of him is the head of Li Te and others, named Ed Frank. He is 1.9 meters tall, a typical white man, and wears a pair of black sunglasses. Frank walked out of the jeep with a knife-like face. After taking a look at the level 3 and level 4 agents present, he walked directly into the base. "Everyone, follow me. The meeting begins in 10 minutes. He gave the order directly to everyone, and the dozen or so level 1 agents present stood at attention. When Frank left, the level 3 agents looked at each other, a little confused. The Avengers Base has been built for almost a year, although the usual there's a lot of work, but it's not so formal. What's going on, Chief? Frank is so serious. It seems something big is about to happen. It is said that Chief Coulson is coming to inspect. Oh my god, it's Chief Coulson. He's a level 8 agent. The 3rd and 4th level agents present were shocked when they heard Coulson's name, and some were extremely excited. Li Te was slightly thoughtful. Although Coulson was an 8th level agent, he was indeed the director of SHIELD. A right-hand man. Especially after Nick Fury left and became the new director of SHIELD. Such a person is simply a big shot in front of a third-level agent like Lee Te. It seems that although the world I live in is similar to the timeline of the movie universe, many aspects have changed. Lee Te pondered, and remembered a lot for a while. Soon after, all the third and fourth level agents in S.H.I.E.L.D. came out. They lined up neatly, heads held high. Ed Frank stood at the front of the team, scanning the people present. Everyone. I believe you guys also know that, yes, Chief Coulson will also inspect the Avengers base in 3 days. You should cheer up for me one by one. It is best not to embarrass me. Yes. Everyone stood still. Lee Te was also standing in the group of agents, and there was nothing strange about him. Level 5 agents have better abilities, I have to think of a way. Lee Te looked at Frank, who was wearing black sunglasses, and narrowed his eyes slightly. After Ed Frank finished the lecture, he directly disrupted the previous work arrangements. Everyone performed their duties, and Lee Te, as a third-level agent, responsible for the protection and execution of the security gate. It is very easy, basically no difficulty. If it were anyone else, they would definitely be very happy. As agents, it is their job to go through life and death. If they wear a bright bolt on their waistband, an accident will die. In the eyes of agents, the simpler the job, the more it proves your weakness. This kind of weakness is a laughingstock in the eyes of other agents. Of course Lee Te understands this truth, but he doesn't care. After all, his strength is only at the lowest level in this world. Okay, do your job. Frank ordered the disbandment. Everyone returned to their workstations. Lee Te hesitated for a while, and then walked directly forward. He stood in front of Frank. Sir, my name is Bruce Lee Te. Please give me your advice in the future. Some agents who knew Lee Te were surprised. Why did Lee Te, who usually kept quiet, suddenly behave like this? Especially those who looked down on Lee Te, they even sneered. They say that yellow-skinned monkeys like to flatter people. Is that true? This is the bad nature of their nation. Is Chief Frank someone he can please? A few agents spoke with some disdain in their eyes. After Bill heard these words, he was slightly unhappy. But he didn't say anything. Because he is a black man, he is sometimes the target of ridicule by these people. Of course, if he has the strength, it doesn't matter what skin color you have. Frank looked at Lee Te's outstretched palm, a trace of doubt appeared on his face. But he still nodded and stretched out his right hand. Name, Ed Frank. Identity, Level 5 Agent. Abilities, Advanced Fighting Skills, 130 MB, Firearms Proficiency, 200 MB, Stealth, 100 MB. After Lee Te heard about Frank's ability, he immediately became overjoyed. What is the most important quality of an agent? Of course, it is investigation and assassination skills. Some low-level agents do not have this skill, but Frank, the 5th-level agent, has this ability. He already possesses fighting skills, although they are not advanced fighting skills. But in Lee Te's view, mastering the abilities you don't have is the most important thing. Thinking about it, Lee Te directly chose to download without any hesitation. Ding dong, connection successful. Ding dong, the size of stealth ability is 100 MB, start downloading. Ding dong, the current download speed is 200 kb/s, valid within 1 meter, and the download speed has become 200? It seems that the download speed has a lot to do with your strength. But even so, the download is completed. It also takes close to 7 or 8 minutes. The other party is not Bill, who will let him follow. At that moment, Lee Te was cruel and directly chose to use $10,000 to increase the download speed 10 times. With this acceleration, it would take less than a minute. Download completed. Sir, don't worry, I will do a good job. Lee Te stalled for time and acted very excited. Frank nodded, looked around, put down his hand, and said directly. If there's nothing else, go back to work. Said, Frank turned around directly. Ding dong, download completed. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for mastering the stealth ability. The download was completed within a minute. Although he felt sorry for his money, as long as it turned into his own strength, Lee Te was still very satisfied. After all, living is the most important thing. After Frank walked away, Lee Te also returned to his job. Those who had just laughed at him chuckled and left. Li Te didn't pay attention to them and directly opened his panel. Name, Li Te. Identity, Level 3 Agent. Abilities, Intermediate Fighting Skills, Firearm Proficiency, Stealth, and Stealth. Balance, $90,000. Sure enough, this is a brand new panel. It means that his strength has increased again. Chapter 4, Great Increase in Strength. Please collect the new book and ask for everything. Seeing this, Li Te was very satisfied. At this rate, he will soon stand out among the agents. Especially the ability to sneak stealthily makes his mind clear and his eyesight is much better than before. Of course, the biggest change is his speed and ability to observe his surroundings. Stealth, the greatest use of this ability is assassination. For agents, assassination skills are extremely important. 5 days later, it will be the agent promotion assessment. As long as you become a level 5 agent, you can leave the Avengers base. Li Te thought like this, with a hint of perseverance appearing on his face. He is now only a level 3 agent, and his first goal is to become a level 5 agent. An agent at this level can be said to be a boss, and does not have to work day and night. And the most important thing is that able to leave the Avengers base. He does not have much savings, and as he continues to download, there will definitely be a day when he is left with nothing. So he must find a way to make money. Okay. This is how it can be maintained. Unlimited download system, you can download everything as long as you come into contact with others. According to his research on the system, anyone with ability can download it. If he met Tony Stark, he might even be able to download his suit. Because the system will judge the armor as a type of ability. However, the data for this kind of thing is very large, so even 10 times the download speed may not be enough. Unless he has a download speed thousands of times faster. Yes, there is not just one Iron Man in this world. As for how to make money, Li Te also has general goals. Within S.H.I.E.L.D., there is a department responsible for issuing bounty orders. Some dangerous people that cannot be handled by the police or even the military will be handed over to S.H.I.E.L.D. In order to deal with these matters, S.H.I.E.L.D. issued a reward order. On the one hand, you can deal with those dangerous people, on the other hand, you can also find some hidden superpowers. It can be said that it kills 2 birds with 1 stone. Hey Li, don't pay attention to what those guys at Duke say, that's who they are. While Li Te was secretly planning, the black man Bill walked up to him and said directly. There are also struggles among the agents. It can be said that they all work on their own. Bill and Li Te came from the same time. As for Duke, they are all pure white people. These people are generally very aloof and look down on the black-born Bill and the Chinese-American Li Te. Especially the Chinese-American Li Te. There are originally very few Chinese-Americans in S.H.I.E.L.D., and Li Te is just a 3rd-level agent. Naturally became the object of ridicule by those people. Li Te smiled when he heard Bill's words. Don't worry, my friend, I won't care at all. If it were Li Te in the past, he might still mind. But he is different now. He will continue to get stronger, while Duke and others can only stand still in the end. Whether it is the battle in New York or Thanos' snap of his fingers. Doesn't care what color you are. Treat everyone equally. To be honest, Li Te quite appreciates Thanos' ideals. But the other party will eventually become his enemy. He will not show any mercy to his enemies. Including do that group of people are included. I feel relieved when you say that. Chief Coulson will come to inspect in 3 days. You have to pay attention, my friend. Bill reminded kindly. After all, Li Te was in charge of the security gate, and everyone who wanted to enter the Avengers base had to pass through here. Even superheroes were no exception. After that, Li Te and Bill talked for a while again, and the two separated. The daily tasks of low-level agents like them are still very boring, but it is also a kind of exercise. For several hours, no one passed the security check. Not to mention the 1-meter range around Li Te, even the 10-meter range no one passed by inside. Although Iron Man and Hulk slowly surfaced, it would still take some time for the Avengers to assemble. By night, Li Te had completed his work and someone had taken over his job. Li Te also left his post. But he did not return to the dormitory. Instead, he was experimenting with his newly acquired abilities. The Avengers base was so tight that even a fly, not to mention a mouse, would find it difficult to sneak in. Even ants such existences as human beings were discovered after sneaking into the Avengers base. Therefore, If you want to test your abilities, the Avengers base is the best place. In the dark night, Li Te turned into a black shadow and shuttled through various places in the base. Corners. He did not go to those well-defended locations. His ability was not enough. As an insider, he certainly knew where the safer places were. For 4 or 5 hours in a row, Li Te sneaked in various places. Because of the newly acquired ability, he was not discovered by anyone. Even within 5 meters of those low-level agents, Li Te was not discovered. Soon after, Li Te appeared around the agent dormitory. He did not trigger any alarms or any accidents. It was enough to prove how powerful he was. This was still in the Avengers base. If he were placed outside, many places would not be able to stop him. Then, he returned to his room. There were special training equipment in the room. Li Te tested his ability. Because of his intermediate fighting skills, his strength has also increased greatly, 3 or 4 times what it was before. In addition, Li Te now has mastered the fighting skills, even if he faces level 5 agents can also defeat. I have absolute confidence in the agent assessment in 5 days. Li Te secretly thought. Although he is a 3rd level agent, as long as he reaches the strength of a 5th level agent, promotion is not a problem. Then Li Te stopped testing his strength. In 3 days, Coulson will inspect the Avengers base, and he doesn't know why. Li Te murmured to himself. As a senior executive of S.H.I.E.L.D., Coulson has a lot to do. He will never come to the Avengers base for no reason. Something must have happened. Could it be? Li Te's eyes narrowed slightly. Change. He thought of a possibility. Thor's hammer might have been thrown by Odin. But he couldn't be sure. After all, the world he was in was somewhat different from the movie universe. Chapter 5. But take care of what you have come, the most important thing right now is to focus on improving your own strength. In the past few days, Li Te was as usual. There was nothing strange about him during this period, just like other agents. What you did before is what you do now. But since he was talking to Frank, the Duke agents looked down on Li Te even more. In the eyes of many people, Li Te was trying to curry favor with his boss. But this seems completely useless to them. Because in S.H.I.E.L.D., strength is the main thing. Without strength, you can only be at the bottom. Li Te didn't pay attention to the gossips of Duke's people. Brawling is not allowed in the Avengers base, otherwise you will be severely punished. Although those people have bad mouths, they can't do anything after all. At this time, when Li Te was on duty, 5 or 6 white people stood together not far away from him. They looked in the direction of Li Te from time to time. I don't know how such an idiot got into S.H.I.E.L.D. A tall white man said, he is Duke, he has a very high status among the 3rd and 4th level white agents. He is also a 4th level agent. If he performs well, he may be promoted to a 5th level agent. Because he is born white. Thinks that his blood and race are noble. He looks down on people of other skin colors the most, especially Li Te, who is Chinese. Black people are okay, because the current director of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a black man. Even though he looks down on him in his heart, he still dare not say it openly. Duke. The agent assessment will be in 2 days anyway. Just be patient, and then you can challenge that yellow-skinned monkey. Another white man said. Like Duke, they look down on Li Te very much. The agent assessment can also be said to be a martial arts competition. In addition to basic tests, agents can also compete with each other. Unlike those soldiers, the discussions between agents are serious. There have been several agent assessments, and some people reported personal vendettas and directly killed people with heavy hands. This kind of thing is not uncommon in the agent circle, and the top management also turned a blind eye. Without strength and ability, becoming an agent is just asking for death. Therefore, those who can become agents are almost all ruthless and outstanding people. In group combat, they may not be as good as those soldiers. But in one-on-one combat, agents are extremely good. After hearing this, a coldness appeared in Duke's eyes. He touched his chin and then licked his lips. Okay, then it's decided. He spoke slowly, with a hint of coldness in his words. But Duke, what about Black Bill, he takes good care of Li Te. A white man said worriedly. In S.H.I.E.L.D., there are 2 hidden forces. The white group and the black group. This is an eternal inconvenience. Birds of a feather flock together and people divide into groups. Black people and white people look down on each other from the bottom of their hearts. What can he do if I kill Li Te? Do you still want to challenge me? Duke sneered. Several white people nodded. Black Bill was weak and could not challenge Duke. Unless he wanted to die. Duke was the top level 4 agent. After the conversation, Duke and others go away. Black Bill happened to see them, sneered, and walked to Li Te's side. Li Te naturally felt the hostility of Duke's people, but he didn't care too much. Hey Bill, good morning. Li Te said hello. But the black man Bill had a sad look on his face. He looked at Li Te's happy appearance and shook his head. In the past few days, Bill clearly felt the hostility of Duke and others, especially the way they looked at Li Te worried. Bill. My friend, you are in for a disaster. Bill sighed. You really know how to joke. Li's way of nature. What is Bill saying? If I'm not wrong, Duke and the others will take action against you during the assessment. You also know our rules. He will definitely hit you hard. Your life will not be saved by then. For the sake of God, it's better not to take the assessment. Bill stood in front of Li Te and said very worriedly. He suggested Li Te not to participate in the assessment. After all, Bill knew Li Te's strength clearly. My friend, first of all, thank you for reminding me of this matter, but I will take part in this assessment no matter what. Li Te spoke, his tone was very firm. Don't you understand what I said? My friend, my brother, if you take the assessment, you will die. Black Bill is indeed very loyal. He informed Li Te of all the dangers. Even he was no match for Duke, let alone Li Te. Of course, this was because he did not know Li Te's strength. Bill, if you really regard me as your friend, I hope you can forgive me. The blood of China flows in my body, and my blood tells me that there are some things that I should not shrink from. Li Te said with a smile. In fact, Chinese blood has never lacked passion. Although Li Te's current identity is American nationality, he has always been Chinese in his heart and has his own pride. Okay, friend, but I still have to remind you that at critical times, numbers still matter. I don't want to lose you as a friend. Bill knew that Li Te could not change his decision, so he could only say this. Woo woo woo. Just as the two were talking, a harsh voice came. Li Te and Bill turned their heads and looked at the gate. Jeeps appeared one after another, and they were lined up neatly. Some even carrying heavy weapons. Damn it, everyone get back to your posts. At this time, Ed Frank's voice came from the second floor. All the agents were in place and stood up straight. Outside the base, the first black armored SUV stopped, and the door was opened directly. A man in a suit, a middle-aged white man wearing a pair of black sunglasses walked out. Li Te recognized it at a glance. This was the legendary figure in SHIELD, Agent 8, Phil Coulson. But Coulson did not leave directly entering the Avengers base, he was waiting for something. Li Te looked straight into the distance without blinking. A man wearing black clothing, holding a black longbow, and carrying black arrows behind his back walked out. He stood there, his eyes like as sharp as a falcon. It seemed that everyone present was his target. Li Te's eyes widened and he immediately confirmed the identity of the other party. Hawkeye Man, Clinton Francis Barton. Chapter 6, Legendary Agent, Hawkeye, please collect the new book and ask for everything. Outside the gate of the Avengers base, dozens of jeeps were parked. 30 or 40 agents in suits and sunglasses looked solemn and meticulous. Those who can guard the jeep are almost all level 5 agents. They are considered elites in SHIELD. Next to the SUV headed by the leader, a white man took off his glasses, looked at the man wearing black clothes next to him and said. What about Mr. Barton? This is the Avengers base that Director Fury was talking about. When Kelson said this, there was a sense of pride on his face. You know, this Avengers base is the gathering place for the highest technology in the United States. It was SHIELD that used a lot of resources to build it. It was established secretly. If it weren't for the special nature of SHIELD, it would have been impossible for those congressmen to agree to spend such a large amount of money. Very good, but Coulson, is this the surprise you want to give me? Clinton Button, also known as Hawkeye, said with a trace of doubt on his face. Of course it's not just that. The director wants to build an unprecedentedly powerful alliance, and you are one of them. Coulson is very serious. Hawkeye has worked with Coulson for many years, so he can tell whether his words are a joke or serious. Maybe you think too highly of me. Hawkeye smiled. If it weren't for his relationship with S.H.I.E.L.D., he wouldn't want to be involved in this kind of thing. Natasha will also be stationed here soon, and then you, as old comrades, can have a good chat. Coulson did not directly answer Hawkeye's words, he just said this. After hearing Natasha's name, Hawkeye's eyes flashed with light. They are the best partners. They have been born and died for many years, and they have a very important relationship. Friendship. Of course, it's just friendship. The two looked at each other and walked directly into the base. Sir, Ed Frank, Level 5 Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Reporting to you. When Coulson and Coulson just walked in, Frank stood directly in front of them and saluted. His face was red and he looked a little excited. It was not just him, but all the agents present, including Duke and Black Bill. Including Phil Coulson, Level 8 Agent, Senior Staff of S.H.I.E.L.D. Clendon Barton, Legendary Agent, is the idol of all S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. They are just Level 4 and Level 5 agents. How could you not be excited to see two such figures? Coulson and Barton nodded without replying. Frank was a big shot in the eyes of other agents, but in their eyes, he didn't care at all. At this moment, Lee Te standing next to the security gate, he narrowed his eyes slightly. Hawkeye has powerful abilities beyond the top agents and is one of the superheroes of the Avengers. Not to mention the 4th and 5th level agents, even the 10th level agents cannot compete with him. Rival. Be sure to download his abilities. Lee Te made a decision directly. Although Hawkeye's ability is not outstanding among many superheroes, for him, it is also a terrifying existence. If Lee Te can obtain his ability, he can definitely make his own. The strength has undergone earth-shaking changes. All the agents present are performing their duties. Coulson and Hawkeye are walking in the center, preparing to enter the base. And the place they must pass through is the security gate guarded by Lee Te. No matter what, we'll definitely not miss this opportunity. He is not sure that he will meet Hawkeye again next time. At that moment, Lee Te did not hesitate and walked out directly. Sir, please accept the security check. As soon as he said these words, all the agents present looked over. Duke and Frank looked at Lee Te as if they were fools. Black Bill even winked desperately, signaling Lee Te to retreat quickly. Airson, a top S.H.I.E.L.D. executive, Hawkeye, a legendary agent. Just one person can kill a little guy like Lee Te 100 times. Is Lee Te already crazy when he stops these two people? You don't know who we are? Coulson asked. Hawkeye looked at Lee Te with slight interest and said nothing. Of course sir, but the rule in the base is that everyone entering the base must undergo security inspection. Lee Te was meticulous and extremely calm on the surface. In fact, he was somewhat nervous inside. It would be easy to expel him if he angered these two people. Okay, I like your dedication to duty. As an agent, you need to detect all dangers. What's your name? Before Coulson could speak, Hawkeye spoke directly. As a senior agent, he admired Lee Te's quality very much. Sir, my name is Bruce Little, nice to meet you. Lee Te replied, and as he spoke, he stretched out his hand. Hawkeye looked at Lee Te's stretched out palm and was slightly startled. Clinton Patton. As he said that, he also stretched out his hand. The moment the two touched, Lee Te got information about Hawkeye in his mind. Name, Clinton Francis Patton. Identity, Hawkeye. Abilities, Super Intelligence, 300 MB, Marksman, 500 MB, Super Strength, 500 MB, Super Speed, 500 MB, Sensitive Senses, 300 MB, Eyes Transformation, 500 MB. As expected, he is indeed a superhero-level figure, and every ability is extremely powerful. Hawkeye also has the ability to be mentally immune, but that was only trained after being controlled by Loki. At this time, Lee Te was in some trouble, because every ability in Hawkeye was what he needed. But with all the time and money he has now, he can only get one or two of them. But soon, Lee Te made a decision. Both strength and physical ability have been demonstrated in other superheroes. And most of them are stronger than Hawkeye. As long as he is a member of S.H.I.E.L.D., he will definitely be accessible in the future. And what is the ability that Hawkeye is most proud of? Of course, he is a marksman, with no missed shots. This is his biggest advantage over other superheroes in terms of abilities. At the moment, Lee Te directly chose the second ability. Sharpshooter and Super Speed. Chapter 7, 2 Superpowers. Please collect the new book and ask for everything. Ding dong, connection successful. Ding dong, the size of the marksman ability is 500 MB, start downloading. Ding dong, the current download speed is 300 kb/s, valid within 1 meter. Ding dong, connection successful. Ding dong, the size of super speed capability is 500 MB, start downloading. Ding dong, the current download speed is 300 kb/s, valid within 1 meter. According to this download speed, it will take approximately an hour to complete the download with both capabilities. 10 times the speed is definitely not enough, and it will take 5 or 6 minutes. The other party would never just stand here. So at this moment, Li Te charged another $10,000, and the balance was directly raised to 100,000, enabling 100 times download speed. 100 times download speed, 2 full capabilities to download, it only takes about half a minute. Just when Li Te secretly downloaded Hawkeye's ability, the agents present were stunned. They had no idea that a big shot like Hawkeye would actually shake hands with Li Te. He was their idol. For a moment, jealous, indifferent and envious eyes converged on Li Te. At this time, Li Te let go of his palm and was already standing within 1 meter of Eagle Eye. Thank you for supporting my work. Li Te smiled. With his eyes clear, he said to Coulson, let's go. As he said that, he looked at Li Te again and walked directly into the security gate. Ding dong, download completed. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for mastering the marksman ability. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for mastering the super speed ability. After downloading 2 abilities in a row, Li Te was happy from the bottom of his heart. These 2 super abilities can definitely bring him a huge improvement. Among all the agents of SHIELD, he is also the best. NK when Erson walked to the 2nd floor, he turned back again, looked at all the agents and said, Mr. Little did a great job and I hope you do the same. With that said, Coulson took Hawkeye and left directly. Yes sir. All the agents said in unison. After the 2 disappeared from sight, the agents completely relaxed. Frank looked at Li Te with a strange expression, but in the end he didn't say anything. But Duke and others' eyes became more and more intense. Cold. Damn it, this yellow-skinned monkey is so expressive that he actually let Mr. Coulson speak for him. Duke, don't rush, he won't live long. Some white agents gathered together and hated Li Te more and more. Then under Frank's order, everyone performed their duties and started their work. Li Te ignored everyone. Secretly opened his own panel. Name, Li Te. Identity, Level 3 Agent. Abilities, Marksman, Super Speed, Intermediate Fighting Skills. Firearm Proficiency, Stealth and Stealth. Balance, 0. It was a brand new panel, and Li Te was very satisfied. Among them, Super Speed can provide him with a speed beyond that of ordinary people. Whether it is attacking, moving, or in battle, it is a huge increase. As for the marksman ability, archery, throwing knives, darts, shooting, etc., can all hit the target with perfect accuracy. This kind of ability is more than 100 times better than that of a so-called top sniper. Super speed and marksman ability complement each other. At this time, Li Te's strength has undergone earth-shaking changes. Facing the agent assessment is simply simple. After Coulson and Hawkeye entered the base, they never came out. Until evening, Li Te changed shifts and went to the training ground. The training ground at Avengers base is open, but generally no one will come. After observing no one, Li Te first tested his own speed. The next moment, he turned into an afterimage. It only took 4 or 5 seconds to sprint 100 meters, twice the chance of exceeding the world. Moreover, with Li Te's physical ability, he can persist for a long time. After that, Li Te took out the bow and arrows on the training ground. Different from before, at this time Li Te only felt that he and the bow and arrow seemed to be integrated into one. It was as if the bow and arrow in his hand were an extension of him, not an extraneous part. He started directly and shot more than 20 arrows in total. Every arrow hit the target without any surprises. Even Li Te didn't need special aiming. Today, Li Te, with all his abilities combined, can definitely be ranked among the top agents in the world. Of course, this only refers to those agents who do not have overly powerful abilities. As long as I keep downloading, sooner or later, my strength will be comparable to those of the superheroes in the Avengers. Li Te was so determined that a smile appeared on his face. As his strength improved, he became more and more confident. But he sighed slightly immediately. Today, he had spent most of his money to download Hawkeye's abilities. Deposit. The balance is now 0, and the deposit in hand is only $20,000. Not to mention meeting other superheroes, even if he meets Hawkeye again, he will not be able to download it. It is time to find a way to make money. Of course, with his ability, he can go to the bank. Li Te doesn't have any correct values. As long as it makes him stronger and allows him to survive, robbing a bank is perfectly fine. Especially when he has such an attitude towards the evil American capitalism. He doesn't like it at all. But he has learned before that the system will not accept money from illegal sources. Moreover, if he does such a thing, he will definitely be targeted by some mysterious organizations. This is the Marvel world. Who knows what will happen from where does a superhero pop up? Li Te is not strong enough and needs to be extremely careful. Therefore, leaving the Avengers base temporarily is the best choice. And this is in New York, and he has also determined his next target. That is still there reading, Little Spider, Peter Parker. Of course, he must first become a level 5 agent. Soon after, Li Te returned to his room. There is still 1 day of work tomorrow, and 2 days later, the agent assessment will be held. He need to prepare. In the next 2 days, Li Te was the same as usual, nothing unusual. However, during these 2 days, Duke was also indirectly provoking him. Sometimes even Black Bill was involved. Li Te ignored it for the time being. Without even saying anything. Because today is the day of assessment. Chapter 8, Assessment, Horrible Results. Please collect the new book and ask for everything. Avengers Base, in a huge venue. 53rd level and 4th level agents were wearing suits, with straight bodies and solemn expressions. Li Te was also among them. Although he was of Chinese descent, he was 1.85 meters tall, otherwise he would not have become an agent. In front of all the agents, there were 3 people standing, 2 level 5 agents, and 1 level 7 agent. The 7th level agent has already reached the top of S.H.I.E.L.D. Li Te knew this person, his name was Thompson Zoe, known as the Bloody Mantis, and he had powerful and outstanding fighting abilities. Li Te and others were all under his command. Zoe walked out. Although he was an agent, he was wearing a casual t-shirt. His body is not tall, but he has a powerful intimidation. The agent assessment will be conducted today, and 3 level 5 agents and 10 level 4 agents will be selected. These are the only places available, so Lita Euro trademark S get started. He didn't talk nonsense, but directly announced the start. Among agents, what is most needed is execution. The agent assessment is divided into 3 stages: shooting, physical fitness and fighting. The shooting assessment that started first, under the leadership of Frank, everyone is in their place. There are 10 people in a group, and Li Te is in the last group. Each person can only fire 10 shots, and they must complete them within a fixed time, and they are ranked according to their scores. Among the first 4 groups, the one with the best score is Duke Rams, scored a high score of 89 rings. Without any preparation, he fired 10 shots in a row and scored 89 points. This kind of strength cannot be matched by world champions. In the end, it was Li Te's group, and Black Bill was also among them. Duke standing in the distance, he looked at Li Te and made a gesture of wiping his neck. This was a provocation, but Zoe, as the examiner, did not have any obstruction. Li Te ignored it. He stood in the prescribed position with his face. A smile appeared. Before, he would still be a little frightened. But now? There is no need. The gun in his hand is an extension of his body. Start! Frank ordered. Bang bang bang! Li Te fired 10 bullets without any hesitation or pause. In the distance, some agents inspected the target. Alan has 82 rings, Sam has 79 rings, Bill has 83 rings, and Li Te, 100 rings. When Li Te's results were reported, all the agents present were a little stunned. Shooting 10 times in a row and getting perfect scores? Is this something that only agents of level 6 or 7 can do, right? And Li Te, just a level 3 agent? And the examiner, Zoe, raised his head slightly and glanced at Li Te. Duke and others' expressions changed drastically. They knew Li Te's strength. He could score 75 points. Thanks to God's blessing, I actually got a perfect score. They didn't believe it, but now it was the assessment, and they didn't dare to mess around. The second stage of the assessment was physical fitness. To put it bluntly, it was a distance of 1000 meters, in the shortest distance. Completed within the time limit. Still in a group of 10. Bill stood next to Li Te and wanted to say something, but he held back. He felt that Li Te now seemed different from usual. Soon after, 4 groups ran finished, the best result was still Duke, with a time of 1 minute and 40 seconds. You know, even the World Track and Field Champions' achievements are around 20 seconds. Except for Zoe, the other 2 examiners nodded. If there are no accidents, Duke's promotion to the 5th level agent is a certainty. Finally, Li Te's group came on the stage. After giving the signal, everyone started. Li Te did not show all his strength, he chose to retain it. But even so, his time was also fixed at 1 minute and 20 seconds. A full 20 seconds faster than Duke. At this moment, all the agents present were stunned and some couldn't believe it. This Li Te, had he been hiding it all this time? God, was he inhuman, 20 seconds ahead of Duke? It's too scary. Li Te will definitely be promoted to a 5th level agent. Those 3rd and 4th level agents were surprised and couldn't believe it. But Li Te seemed very calm. With Hawkeye's super speed, it's already very challenging for him to run so slowly, okay? Black Bill's score was 1.45 seconds. In this regard, black people are strong. However, this is the Secret Service circle and cannot be judged by ordinary people. At this time, the examiner had a smile on his face. He looked at Li Te with admiration. If you have strength, you can do it anywhere. Striking. Next, the last test, fighting battle, you can freely choose your opponent. Frank's voice came and shocked all the agents. This is the highlight. No matter what the previous results are, actual combat is the most important. Especially the agent assessment and free battle are extremely cruel. When Frank finished speaking, it was already Duke, who was full of anger, stood up directly. Originally, he was definitely the best in this assessment. Although it was easy to become a level 5 agent based on his results, he was already very unhappy. He was just a yellow-skinned monkey, but he actually suppressed him twice. Not only him, but also other agents in his group couldn't stand it. Duke, teach this yellow-skinned monkey a lesson and let them know how powerful we are. It is impossible for a level 3 agent to achieve such results. He is definitely cheating. Duke, take action, kill him. The white agents shouted one by one, making Duke even more angry. He did not allow anyone to climb on top of him, especially the people he hated. Then, Duke walked out directly. Sir, Quadpole Agent Kyle. Duke, please challenge level 3 agent Bruce. Duke. Frank frowned. In the history of S.H.I.E.L.D., there is no precedent for a senior agent to challenge an agent 1 level below him. However, S.H.I.E.L.D. has no regulations prohibiting challenging low-level agents. At that moment, he turned to look at Li Te. Li, Duke is going to challenge you now. Do you accept it? Frank had a very good impression of Li Te. He liked Li Te's silent character, which was very important to an agent. Therefore, there was a warning in his tone. Let Li Te not accept the challenge. Agent room fighting, either death or disability. At this time, Li Te smiled and already had an idea in his mind. If he didn't agree to the challenge, how could he become a 5th level agent and how could he get out of the Avengers base? Besides, Duke has been looking for death. Why not let him? Did he get his wish? Then, Li Te walked out without any hesitation. Sir, I accept the challenge. Chapter 9, Instant Kill, Level 5 Agent. Please collect the new book and ask for everything. Li Te actually accepted Duke's challenge? The agents present were surprised, and even Black Bill didn't quite understand. As Li Te's careful leader, Frank narrowed his eyes slightly. What he just expressed was already obvious. But everyone has their own ideas. If Li Te dares to challenge, it means he has the confidence. Okay, I grant the fight between you. Frank nodded. After seeing Li Te accept the challenge, Duke's group were first shocked, but soon they all sneered. Who is Duke? He is the strongest among all the 4th level agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Big, with strength comparable to that of a 5th level agent. All he lacked was a test for promotion. Li Te accepted his challenge. In their eyes, Li Te was looking for death. Duke, you must show no mercy and remove this yellow-skinned monkey from our S.H.I.E.L.D. A white agent said, with a strong murderous intent in his eyes. Duke nodded slightly, with the corners of his mouth raised slightly. He clasped his hands tightly and made a gurgling sound. Everyone got out of the way and made enough space. Li Te and Duke looked at each other, about 5 meters away from each other. The other agents formed a circle and stood aside. Black Bill's face was not very good looking, and he looked at Li Te nervously. In SHIELD, he doesn't have many friends, and Li Te is one of them. Frank stands between Li Te and Duke. He is tall, 1.9 meters tall. During fighting, daggers can be used, but firearms are not allowed. Violators will be imprisoned for 1 month. He looked at both sides, not because he was from the same race as Duke, or because he liked Li Te and Li Te. If you want to win the respect of others, you must rely on your own strength. I really didn't expect that you would dare to accept my challenge. I believe you will die miserably. Duke had a cruel look on his face. He looked at Li Te like this with a hint of teasing in his tone. The results haven't come out yet, and you don't know who will die. Li Te said leisurely. Very good, I appreciate your courage, but for this kind of thing, courage alone is useless. Come on, yellow-skinned monkey. Duke said with a smile, mouthing off a yellow-skinned monkey. His attitude had already made Li Te murderous. Start! Frank ordered. And at the moment he gave the order, Duke moved. He pulled out the dagger directly, shining with a cold light. In just a moment, he appeared in front of Li Te. He held the dagger and aimed it was the aorta in Li Te's neck. The agent took action and killed him with one blow. Everyone held their breath and wanted to see what the result would be. But Li Te did not make any movement at this time and just stood there. Black Bill was frightened. Li Te will die if this continues. As for the examiner Zoe, he stood aside and looked at Li Te. What would he do? Zoe thought in her mind. And all these thoughts only happened in an instant. Duke raised the dagger in his hand. Of course, he could see that Li Te didn't move at all. His own movements had frightened the yellow-skinned monkey. He sneered in his heart, and the movements in his hands did not stop. Go see God! Duke said in a low voice and took action quickly. His speed was so fast that many people could only see an after-image. At this moment, Li Te moved. He has the super speed of Hawkeye, and although his strength is not terrifying, but it was more than enough to deal with the person in front of him. Without any extra movement, Li Te dodged and directly avoided Duke's killing move. In an instant, he took action. He directly grabbed Duke's right hand holding the dagger, and one hand restrained his body. Then with the most powerful force, he bent Duke's right hand into an incredible angle. Click! Duke's right hand broke in response. Ah! He yelled, and was horrified to find that the shining dagger went straight to the aorta in his neck. This was the breath of death. Poof! The next moment, Li Te grabbed Duke's hand and slid the knife down. The hot blood was like a fountain. Duke's body fell limply, his eyes widened, and he couldn't believe it until he died. Li Te retreated slightly, there was not a trace of blood on his body, and he looked calm. Clean. Neat. Without any unnecessary movements, he was wearing a black suit, like the Black God of Death. All the agents looked at this scene in horror, whether it was Black Bill or Frank. They eyes wide open, full of disbelief. The battle just ended in just 3 seconds. You know, Duke is a 4th-level agent, a man who has experienced many assassinations. He died just like that after being exposed. The white agents who had insulted Li Te were trembling with fear. This Chinese agent was too terrifying. Was he hiding his strength before? Even Duke was dead. Frank didn't react for a while. He came over and was speechless. He was also thinking that Li Te had definitely hidden his strength before. As for identity, those who can enter S.H.I.E.L.D. will have their backgrounds thoroughly investigated, and generally there will be no problems. Good, very good. Just before everyone could react, a voice came out. Zoe, a senior member of SHIELD known as the Scarlet Mantis, clapped her hands and walked out with a smile on her face. Everyone stood up straight and said nothing. Your name is Bruce Little, right? You're pretty good. Zoe said. Li Te nodded, calm. Seeing Li Te's performance, Zoe was very happy. A truly excellent agent must possess such qualities. Zoe looked at all the agents present with eyes like knife. Although he is not tall, he is very intimidating. Level 7 agents are not here for nothing. Shield does not raise waste. I announce that starting today, Li Te will be officially promoted to level 5 agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Before the assessment was over, Zoe directly promoted Li Te to a 5th level agent. All the agents present were shocked. A 5th level agent has great power and privileges, and is a true boss level figure. But at this time, Li Te's but there is a strange light in his eyes. Zoe, a level 7 agent, has extraordinary fighting ability. Chapter 10, The target is determined. Little spider, please collect the new book and ask for everything. According to Li Te's understanding of Marvel, there are probably 2 people with the strongest fighting ability. One is Black Widow. She has powerful fighting ability, whether it is karate, judo, or yoga, she is the best. It can be said to be the pinnacle of mankind. The second one is that the US team is 50-50. No explanation is needed, as long as he is an enemy of Captain America, he can win 50-50. It's just that no matter how strong the 2 of them are, they are only human beings. Genetic limitations make them not outstanding among heroes. But in terms of fighting, he is definitely the best. It's a pity that with Li Te's current strength and status, he can't come into contact with such a being. He only has intermediate fighting skills now. It is obvious that Li Te is not satisfied. Zoe in front of him became his best choice. Then, he stood next to Zoe, stretched out his palm and said, "Thank you, Mr. Zoe." Looking at Li Te's outstretched palm, Zoe smiled. "You deserve this." He was right. It was Li Te's strength that caught his attention. Immediately, he also stretched out his right hand. Name, Thompson Zoe. Identity, Level 7 Agent. Abilities, Top Fighting Skills, 200 MB, Firearms Proficiency, 200 MB, Stealth, 100 MB, Assassination Skills, 200 MB. There was an additional assassination technique, but Li Te did not choose it, he just chose the top fighting technique. Possessing super fighting skills, the growth in strength is very obvious. Ding dong, connection successful. Ding dong, because the host possesses the ability of intermediate fighting skills, the size of top-level fighting skills is reduced to 100 MB. Ding dong, the current download speed is 500 kb/s, valid within a 2-meter range, came the system's voice, which made Li Te feel happy. Sure enough, with the improvement in strength, his download range and download speed have greatly improved. According to at the current speed, it takes 3.5 minutes to complete the download. In order to prevent accidents, Li Te chose to top up $1,000 to speed up the process 10 times. At 10 times the speed, it only takes 20 seconds for the entire download to be completed. Immediately, the person loosened his hand. Li Te, you don't need to take part in the assessment. You can go to the logistics department to get your certificate later. Zoe said. After saying this, he was ready to leave. Because of Li Te's appearance, he was no longer interested in this assessment. Yes. Li Te replied, with a smile on his face. Ding dong, download completed. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for mastering the top fighting ability. The moment Zoe left, Li Te also completed the download. He turned around and looked at Frank. The latter understood what Li Te meant, and he smiled. Li, you are now 5 years old like me. Level agent, you can go back at any time. Because of his promotion, Frank's tone towards Li Te was full of kindness. As for the other agents, they looked at Li Te with awe. Level 5 agents are their absolute superiors. Thank you, Frank, for taking care of Bill for me. As he said that, Li Te looked at Bill. Certainly. Frank replied. Then, Li Te left directly. This test had no effect on him. As for the dead Duke, no one would care. Becoming a level 5 agent was equivalent to realizing the first goal of his plan. Ring. After that, he went to the logistics department, collected his certificate and some equipment, and returned to the dormitory. The 5th level agent has his own separate residence and office, and the treatment of the 3rd and 4th level agents is completely different. On the way back, Li Te checked his dashboard. Name, Li Te. Identity, Level 5 Agent. Abilities, Marksman, Super Speed, Top Fighting Skills, Firearm Proficiency, Stealth and Stealth. Balance 0. Top-level fighting skills, this is a strength that only agents of at least level 6 or 7 can possess. Coupled with the superpower he downloaded Hawkeye, his strength is now comparable to that of 7th and 8th level agents. But facing a being like Hawkeye, he was still far behind. After all, the other party is a being that can be ranked as a superhero, and he is very powerful in all aspects. Especially Hawkeye's ability to strengthen his eyes is what he wants. It's a pity that he had limited time to download at that time, otherwise he would have downloaded it together. But that's okay. Waiting for his strength to continue to grow, it will be a matter of time before he comes into contact with those characters. According to time, Thor and his hammer are about to fall. Li Te pondered. Both Thor and Mjolnir have terrifying power. They are gods in Norse mythology. But the more powerful the power, the more data needs to be downloaded. At present, Li Te's ability, even if he saw the Thor and the hammer, would be difficult to download. Furthermore, this is the secret of the top management of S.H.I.E.L.D. Even if he is a level 5 agent, he has no way to access it. So no matter what, it is better not to focus on this aspect first. If you come into contact with powerful power too early, you may not even know how to die. However, Li Te has already determined his current goal, and it is the safest and most secure goal. As long as if he can achieve his goal, he can completely break away from the category of human beings. Even if he faces some more powerful forces in the future, he can easily deal with it. Then, he walked directly to his office. This is only available to level 5 agents and above. He turned on his computer. S.H.I.E.L.D.'s computer was not an ordinary computer. He could find quite a lot of things. But this required permissions. Li Te was a level 5 agent and his permissions were not very high. Fortunately, he needed to find what he needed. Whether you have permission or not will not be greatly affected. Then, he entered a line of words. Midtown High School, Peter Parker. Subsequently, quite a few matching conditions appeared on the computer. According to Li Te's understanding of comics and movies, if there are no surprises, Little Spider is still in Midtown High School. Sure enough, after searching for nearly a few minutes, a person came into his field of vision. Peter Parker, high school freshman, parents, it's actually unknown. Seeing this, a smile appeared on Li Te's face. This is the target he is looking for. Chapter 11, Implementing the plan. Please collect the new book and ask for everything. As for the Little Spider Euro trademark's parents, Li Te also had a rough guess. According to the movie he watched in his previous life, it was in the plot of The Amazing Spider-Man. The little spider's parents are the most top biological scientists, and the subject of their research is also spiders. Finally, there will be a situation where the genes of the little spider are changed after being bitten. But this is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and nothing is known yet. Just like, Avengers Base was established before the Avengers were established. Although the general timeline will not change, many things still need to be analyzed by Li Te. But these are no longer important. He must first find a way to leave the Avengers Base and then go to Little Spider. If the little spider hasn't been bitten yet, this will be his most difficult period. Even if he is bitten, it is still the most confusing day for the little spider. As long as you take this opportunity to get close to Peter Parker, and use Lit's prophetic memory, you can turn yourself into the person Spider-Man trusts most. What kind of plan can we use to get close to the little spider? Li Te pondered. He must find a suitable identity and a correct method. And this matter must be assigned by S.H.I.E.L.D. so that he can do something openly. He closed the computer and kept thinking method. With his level 5 agent authority, he cannot check the identity of Peter Parker's parents, which is enough to see the specialness of his parents. Therefore, he can start from this aspect. There is a way. The next moment, a smile appeared on Li Te's face. Then he left his room directly and went to the gate of the Avengers Base. He is now a level 5 agent and can leave the Avengers Base. But if there is no permission from his superiors, he could not leave the Avengers Base for more than 12 hours. But this time was enough for him. However, to be on the safe side, Li Te used his stealth ability and temporarily left the Avengers Base. Leaving in this way, he only had an hour at most. Taking advantage of the darkness, he walked a long distance away. As an insider of S.H.I.E.L.D., he certainly knew how to make it less easy for S.H.I.E.L.D. to find him. Half an hour later, Li Te appeared in a small town more than 10 kilometers away from S.H.I.E.L.D. It was already dark, and there were not many people in the town. Li Te appeared in a public phone booth and took out a black device. This thing can blocking many tracking signals. Taking out a few coins, Li Te dialed the number of shield. The number of shield is very complicated, and not many people know it except internal personnel. Hello. A low voice came from in front of Li Te. In only 10 seconds, the other party will definitely find Li Te's approximate location. Any call made to shield will be subject to the most severe investigation and surveillance. So at this moment Li Te did not waste time. He made his voice look older and said directly, Hydra, target, Midtown High School, Peter Parker. After saying that, Li Te hung up the phone and left the place quickly. During this period, he erased all traces of himself that could be discovered and rushed to the Avengers base with all his strength. There is no mark on the Avengers base on the map. Just when Li Te hung up the phone, dozens of SHIELD agents appeared on the other side. What's going on? What was the call just now? Someone asked. The other party was very cautious and we couldn't find his location. An agent sitting in front of the computer replied. What I care about now is not this, but the information he provided, Midtown High School, Peter Parker. A 7th level agent was very serious. He was a middle level and high level manager of SHIELD and had a general understanding of Peter Parker. Soon after, he left directly and reported the matter to the top management of SHIELD. Avengers Base, Cole and Maury's office. Ding ding ding. The phone rang and Coulson picked up the phone. I'm Coulson. A voice came from the other side of the phone, which made Coulson's expression change. Damn it, all agents above level 7, call a meeting immediately. Coulson is not the top agent. But he is the right-hand man of the director of SHIELD. His orders are very useful. All the agents above level 7 of the entire Avengers base walked out overnight and went to Coulson's office. When they held the meeting, Li Te had already returned to the Avengers base. Dim, light blocking, sealed conference room. Coulson was at the top of the list. There were more than 20 level 7 agents present, and the atmosphere was extremely solemn. A dazzling light flickered on and off, and everyone was sitting upright. A level 7 agent is considered an elite within SHIELD. We get word that Hydra is taking action against Peter Parker. Coulson spoke first. Some level 7 agents present were slightly confused. Some people didn't know who this Peter Parker was. Coulson looked at their reactions and then added he is the son of Richard Parker. When the name Richard Parker came out, all the level 7 agents present turned their heads. Obviously, they knew who Richard Parker was. This is a big deal. How could Hydra target him? Also, where did this news come from and whether it was accurate? A 7th level agent said, raising questions. We don't need to care about that right now, Peter Parker is Richard's only son. Coulson said. But two major events happened in New Mexico in succession, something flying from the sky, and the green monster. We may not have enough manpower. A level 7 agent was very worried, explaining that they were in a dilemma. The green monster has been appeased and will not cause trouble for the time being. As for the things coming from the outside, I will go there myself. Now, I need manpower to protect Peter. Coulson didn't mean to discuss, he was giving orders. All the agents in the base are busy now. If Hydra takes action, it will take at least 6 or 7 level agents to ensure the child's safety, but the Bureau really doesn't have enough manpower to dispatch. Someone said, after all, too many things have happened recently. I do have a candidate. Although he is a level 5 agent, it shouldn't be a problem to protect a high school student. Another person spoke, it was Zoe who was called the Bloody Mantis. Chapter 12, Perfect Plan. Leaving the base, please collect the new book and ask for everything. At this moment, everyone looked at Zoe, and Coulson frowned slightly. Zoe, a level 5 agent? Are you sure? The one who wants to take action is Hydra. A 7th level agent expressed his doubts. Others nodded one after another. Hydra, that is an organization that can fight against SHIELD. Coulson did not speak. As a leader, he will not easily. The one who raised questions was waiting for Zoe's next words. Zoe smiled, looked at everyone present, and began to say. The level 5 agent I'm talking about is extraordinary. His strength and quality are the best I've ever seen since I became an agent. Everyone was slightly surprised when they heard this. Zoe is a very proud person, and his evaluation is not a low one. Tell me the story. Coulson also became interested and motioned for Zoe to continue. As a person who works together, although Carlson is not very strong in terms of strength, he has excellent leadership skills. In particular, he has directed various incidents, and every time everything was done very well. To be an agent, strength alone is not enough. Both the sense of smell and the mind must be extremely strong. Especially Carlson. Otherwise he would not be in the position he is in now. His name is Bruce Little, a Chinese agent with a clean background. Zoe said the person she recommended. When Coulson heard the name, his face changed. If I remember correctly, he was only a level 3 agent. Zoe nodded, and then told Li Ti's performance in the assessment. Whether it was shooting ability, physical fitness, or fighting ability, Zoe had high evaluations. All the agents nodded. According to Zoe, Li Ti is indeed outstanding in strength. If such a person furthers his studies, it is possible for him to become a level 6 agent. Okay, I'm very satisfied with the person you recommended, but I'm not allowed to reveal anything about Richard Parker. In addition, the source of the call must be found out. Coulson spoke, and everyone present nodded and agreed. In addition to Li Ti, I will send some people there to prevent any accidents. Zoe nodded and said. After the candidates were determined, the people present discussed the specific matters and then all left. After completing the mission, Carlson also drove away from the Avengers base overnight. There are more important things in New Mexico. Things were waiting for him. Zoe went to where Li Ti was, and everyone else performed their duties. At this moment, Li Ti was in the room with a pensive look on his face. According to the special status of Richard Parker, S.H.I.E.L.D. will definitely send people for protection. But he can't guarantee that the candidate sent by S.H.I.E.L.D. will be him. He has already understood before that S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't have many people, and this task will most likely fall to level 5 or 6. In the hands of the agents. Zoe will definitely attend the meeting between middle and high-level people. He has left a strong impression on Zoe, and there is a high chance that the other party will recommend him. Yes, at the moment he thought of the plan, Li Ti had already made a rough idea. The only thing missing is a little bit of luck. This is the best way for him to get close to Peter Parker. As for S.H.I.E.L.D. to find out the source of the call, I'm afraid it won't be that simple. After all, Li Ti himself is a god. A member of S.H.I.E.L.D. Bang bang bang. While Li Ti was deep in thought, there was a knock on the door in his room. The next moment, his eyes narrowed slightly. Here it comes. Li Ti opened the door without hesitation. Sure enough, it was Zoe. Good evening, Mr. Zoe. Li Ti greeted. Zoe smiled. Under Li Ti's reception, he walked into the room and closed the door. How about Li, are you still used to it? Zoe said with a smile. Li Tong nodded in agreement, then raised his head and asked, Mr. Zoe came to me so late, there must be something wrong, right? I love talking to someone as smart as you. Zoe looked at Li Ti and immediately smiled. He admired Li Ti very much, especially during the assessment. Li Ti's strength impressed him very much. That's why he recommended Li Ti at the meeting. I have a task for you, do you accept it? Zoe's tone was very solemn. Li Ti was happy, but his expression was very solemn. Sir, as a member of S.H.I.E.L.D., I will do my best to complete this mission. Zoe smiled and took out a photo of Peter Parker. This is an order issued by the top management of S.H.I.E.L.D., and your mission is to protect him for a month without allowing any accidents. I will use a special method to pass on the contact method to you. If there is any situation, report it immediately. Sure enough, this character still fell on his head, which means that his plan was completely successful. Yes. Li Ti said directly without any hesitation. Such a decisive character made Zoe appreciate it even more. He likes subordinates who have strong execution ability and don't have any problems. After the mission is completed, I will reward you with $100,000 and give you an opportunity to be promoted to a 6th level agent. Take advantage of it. Is there any reward? Li Ti smiled. This time, blood will be earned. Okay, sir. Li Ti put away the photo. This time, I will prepare your identity, background, and general information for you. I allow you to identify yourself if you run into trouble. We are S.H.I.E.L.D., whether it is the military or the police. I don't dare to embarrass you, I will set off early tomorrow morning. Zoe gave her final explanation, and after getting Li Ti's response, she went to prepare the information. Li Ti stood alone in the room, with a smile in his eyes. The plan was a complete success, and when he walked out of the Avengers base, he set for himself both goals can be accomplished. As Zoe said, he is from S.H.I.E.L.D. He may not be a big deal in the Avengers base, but in the eyes of some military and police, he is powerful. A huge shot. In the following time, he began to prepare everything. The things he needed to bring, as well as some special weapons, were provided by the logistics department of the bureau, so he didn't need to worry about it. In the early morning of the next day, he walked out of the room door and headed to the logistics department. After collecting all information, documents, and weapons, Lee Te set off. He finally officially left the Avengers base. Chapter 13. New York City, Queens. Lee Te walked down the street in a black suit. This street is very lively, with various shopping malls and vehicles, and it is very prosperous. According to the map, he is only one street away from Midtown High School. The identity assigned to me was actually that of a teacher, a high school teacher. I didn't even graduate from high school. At this time, Lee Te was very distressed. Zoe thought so highly of him that she actually asked him to be a teacher. Fortunately, he applied for a physical education teacher. If it was mathematics or even chemistry, it would be better to kill him. This thing is too difficult. He would rather face Thanos' snap of his fingers. After complaining slightly, Lee Te finally found Midtown High School according to the landmarks. Through the school's security guard, he met the school's teaching director. S.H.I.E.L.D. has great power, whether it is Lee Te's resume and identity are almost traceable. It is equivalent to Lee Te creating another identity. However, the name has not changed. Mr. Bruce, you are welcome to join our Midtown High School. Because there are not many physical education teachers in our school, I hope you will pay more attention to the classes in each class. The teaching director of Zhongcheng High School is a middle-aged man. He is very ordinary and has nothing special about him. Don't worry, I will do my best. Lee Te said. His system can only download special abilities and talents, which are not included in mathematics, physics, and the like. Then, the teaching director helped Lee Te go through some procedures. Soon after, Lee Te came from the agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Officially became a glorious teacher. After completing everything, Lee Te also arrived at the office. This is his job for the next month. Physical education classes? Won't. Lee Te looked at the computer and gave up research in this area. He was not here to be a teacher. Then he found some lesson plans from other physical education teachers on the internet and directly copied and pasted them. Done. Well. Being a teacher is really easy. Then he handed in the course, and then the head teacher of each class arranged the course. Lee Te got down to business. Find Peter Parker. Every teacher has students' information on their computers, and Lee Te's computer doesn't. Exception. Soon after, he found Peter Parker's class. He is indeed young. Lee Te smiled. Then he found out Peter Parker's performance in school. He was a true top student. However, he was withdrawn and very silent. It seems that he has not been bitten by a spider yet. Lee Te spent an hour thoroughly understanding the basic information about Peter Parker. He also confirmed that he does not have any abilities now. Mr. Bruce, here is your course schedule. While Lee Te was getting to know Little Spider, a female teacher came over behind him, holding a document in her hand. It was the latest course schedule. Thanks. Lee Te smiled. Then he set his sights on the course schedule to see when he could get in touch with Peter Parker. Well, the first period in the afternoon is Peter Parker's gym class. Lee Te looked at the class schedule with a hint of surprise on his face. The sooner he got to know Peter Parker, the better for him. After all, the little spider was just one of his goals, and he had other things to do. Just wait. It took a long time for the little spider to acquire abilities, and he could not confirm when Parker would be bitten by the spider. Even after the mission was completed a month later, he had not downloaded Parker's abilities. So he had to take advantage of this month to raise his strength to a whole new stage. Moreover, he also needs to continue to make money to maintain his livelihood. Time passed quickly, and after lunch, Lee Te's class came. The physical education class was very simple, nothing more than for sports such as basketball and football, he only needs to provide simple guidance. On the playground of Zhongcheng High School, dozens of students lined up, waiting for their teachers. Have you heard that we have a new physical education teacher? Really? With Eugene here, I'm afraid this teacher won't be able to hold on for half a month. Today is the first day, I want to show him some color. A few boys stood together in groups of 2s and 3s, with teasing expressions on their faces. This is high school life, and they are always so unkind to new teachers. Li Ti, dressed in black sportswear, slowly walked out of the teaching building. Go down and appear on the playground. The long-lost student life. Li Ti shook his head. If it weren't for little Spider, he wouldn't have come here. Then he saw his class and squinted his eyes slightly. He seemed to be looking for something. Sure enough, in the crowd, he saw a slightly shy person. The boy still had some bruises in his eyes. It was Peter Parker. But it looked like he had been bullied. The little Spider after the change and the little Spider before the change were completely different personalities. Li Ti smiled. Hey! Are you our new PE teacher? At this moment, a voice came, which brought Li Ti back to his senses. I didn't expect a Chinese person with their body to be our physical education teacher. Yes, I really doubt that he can't even catch a basketball. When Li Ti turned around, voices came one after another. These students saw Li Ti's appearance and judged his identity. Yes, I am your physical education teacher. From now on, you must obey my instructions. Li Ti said, making some boys present laugh. The girls looked at Li Ti with curiosity and said nothing. Listen to your command, even if the principal comes, he doesn't have such a loud tone. We have free activities in physical education class. If you know what to do, just get out of the way and don't hinder us. A tall, blonde, white man with blue eyes spoke and pointed at Li Ti. Behind him, another man with slightly darker skin was deep in thought. Li Ti knew without any need to judge. These students wanted to intimidate him. They were young and energetic. Ah! Full of energy. Good. A smile appeared on Li Ti's face. He likes young people like this the most. If you don't be a little more unruly, it will be too boring. Otherwise, how can you live this boring life? Hey, I'm talking to you, are you deaf? The tall boy saw that Li Ti didn't answer him, and he became angry. He had never been so embarrassed. Immediately, he strode out, menacingly. Chapter 14, The way to be a teacher is so simple. Please collect the new book and ask for everything. I didn't expect that this physical education teacher would get into trouble with Kid when he first came here. It was a good show. Kid and Eugene were together, and it was definitely under Eugene's instruction. Positive Te is a master of Taekwondo. I wonder if this new teacher can take a punch. After the tall white student walked out, all the students present were smiling, as if they were watching a good show. Li Te looked at Kid, who was walking towards him, and his expression did not change at all. Didn't you hear what I just said? Kid pointed at Li Te, full of anger. All the students did not move at all, especially Eugene's group, which was smiling. At this time, Li Te didn't even raise his eyelids. He was just a student. Look. Seeing Li Te's indifferent expression, Kid's eyes changed and he raised his palm directly. You are seeking death. His speed is very fast, and his tall body brings him great strength. Some female students exclaimed, they know how powerful Kid is. Some people even closed their eyes and couldn't bear to see the scene. And just at this moment, Li Te took action. He turned into an afterimage and grabbed Kid's palm. Click! Ah! Kid shouted, his right hand drooping limply. My hand is broken, my hand is broken. Kid yelled. The heartbreaking pain made him sweat. He couldn't help but kneel on the ground. All the students present were shocked. No one saw what Li Te did. They were just students, and Li Te, but an agent of SHIELD. Li Te stood in front of Kid and smiled slowly. I like your provocation very much, but there is a price to pay. Poor Kid's face changed drastically after hearing this. He looked at Li Te walking towards him. You, what are you up to? Kid shouted. And in the next moment, Li Te grabbed Kid's other palm with a smile on his face. Click! In an instant, the other hand broke in response. I thought you were so powerful. But I didn't expect you to be a soft persimmon. Li Te shook his head, seeming to be extremely unhappy. Immediately, he raised his head and looked at the students in front of him. Everyone took a step back, even Eugene opened his eyes wide and couldn't believe it. Kid, but they among this group, the one with the strongest one-on-one ability is considered the strongest in the entire Zhongcheng High School. But now, his hands were instantly disabled. You, how dare you beat a student? If anything happens to kid, we will definitely sue you. A student said, his face turned pale. It's just two dislocated hands. Also, did you just say you wanted to sue me? Li Te looked calmly and looked at the person who just spoke. His eyes were extremely cold. Although it was summer, it exuded a cold atmosphere. For a moment, all the students were trembling inside and did not dare to speak. If you want to sue me, then go ahead and sue me. I don't mind. This job is nothing to me, but dear students, I know the home address of each of you very well. Li Te didn't care, he didn't take it to heart at all. He has the identity of S.H.I.E.L.D., and even some senior officials can't do anything to him. Let alone these students. Besides, he is not here to be a teacher. All the students present heard this after speaking, his face turned pale and he looked at Li Te in disbelief. Threat. Absolute threat. This was the first time they had seen a teacher who would threaten students. You dare, you are breaking the law. A student whispered, still wanting to resist. Li Te didn't say anything. He looked directly at the person who spoke and said with a smile. You come out. Buzz. There was a roar in the student's mind and his body was trembling. Although Li Te was smiling, in his eyes, he was like an evil ghost. The other students' faces were even pale. This Li Te deposed, are you not satisfied with the two arms of virtue? Didn't you hear what I said? At this moment, Li Te spoke again. The student was trembling all over and walked out step by step. It's okay, it doesn't hurt. Li Te's lips curled up slightly. Before the student could react, he immediately took action. Click. Another student's arm was dislocated. He knelt on the ground in pain, with sweat on his forehead. At this time, the dozens of students present truly felt the lawlessness of this new teacher. There was absolutely no sense of anything. Scruples. I hope my students are as docile as lambs, so that we can establish a good teacher-student relationship, what do you think? Li Te ignored the two students rolling on the ground and just looked at the others. All the students were shaken and nodded tremblingly. Force, no matter where it is placed, is the most effective. The way of being a teacher, it's that simple. Very good. From today on, I will be your physical education teacher. If you have any objections, you can complain to the principal. However, I want to remind you that as long as you are caught by me, you will have to bear the consequences. I will not like people to provoke me, no matter who you are, understand? At this time, Li Te's eyes were like daggers, and there was a cold aura all over his body. Some students even had goosebumps all over their bodies, as if they were being stared at by some wild beast. They were only students in the first year of high school. When had they ever faced such a situation? Everyone nodded blankly, not daring to resist. After saying that, Li Te asked people to carry the two injured students to the infirmary, and then found a place to sit down. Facing such students, you must seriously. He doesn't have the intention to maintain the so-called teacher-student relationship. There is no need at all. Zzz. At this moment, his phone vibrated. Then he took out his phone, and a secret message appeared on it. This was equipped by S.H.I.E.L.D. This message arranged for him a residence, a vehicle, and some necessary supplies. Supplies. The specific place is in this message. We don't have many swords left in our hands, so it's time to think of a solution tonight. Li Te murmured to himself. Soon after, the physical education class ended. All the students dispersed in a hurry, as if running for their lives. Li Te went to the residence arranged for him by S.H.I.E.L.D. after work. Chapter 15, Level 7 Wanted Criminal New Book, Collection, Everything. In a room in Queens, New York, the decoration is very luxurious and all kinds of supplies are available. Li Te turned on the computer and found a complex terrain map on it. A red dot flashes from time to time and is constantly moving. This red dot shows the location of the little spider, Peter Parker. This afternoon, Li Te placed the tracking device on little spider without anyone noticing. After confirming that little spider had arrived home safely, Li Te closed the page. Now little spider is just an ordinary person, and Li Te can't download any abilities to him at all. But he couldn't wait forever for a month. So he had to do something. Immediately, he opened another page. This is s.h.i.e.l.da Euro trademark S bounty page, which records the most evil people. Generally, wanted criminals with bounties don't have much reward at all, and they don't have much powerful abilities. I not only need to make money, but also need to constantly download my abilities, so that I can steadily improve. Lee Te is very calm. He thinks clearly and knows what he wants. He can't keep staring at the little spider. Waiting for the rabbit is the stupidest way. Chris Mack, the 7th level wanted criminal, inhaled a special substance during an experiment and gained extraordinary skills. Just when Lee Te was browsing the wanted criminals, he finally saw a person of interest. This is S.H.I.E.L.D.'s confidential information, and non-level 5 agents do not have permission to browse it. And this Mike seems to have been in a game a few years ago. He escaped in the accident and broke many laws. In the end, the police had no way to deal with it and handed it over to S.H.I.E.L.D. And S.H.I.E.L.D. directly listed him as a level 7 wanted criminal. This is an existence on the same level as a level 7 agent. It's a pity that even S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't have all his information. In the Marvel world, when experiments explode, anyone who can escape will have some special abilities, and this must be the same for Mike. Lee Te thought to himself, and a smile appeared on his face. In S.H.I.E.L.D.'s information, there is all his information and places where he often hangs out. Because now S.H.I.E.L.D.'s focus is on the Avengers base, so I ignored him for the time being. So Mike became Lee Te's target. Moreover, his bounty was as high as $300,000. It was really a huge fortune. Later, Lee Te checked all of Mike's information and passed there were many clues to find out where he might go. After completing everything, Lee Te put on a black suit and a pair of black sunglasses. He confirmed 3 places and prepared to spend one night to get there. Find this Mike. Without any hesitation, Lee Te left the room and set off directly. The same atmosphere prevails at a bar in Queens. The place is full of feasting and entertainment, and all kinds of people gather here. Loud music, burning hormones. This is American nightlife, very open. At this time, at the front desk of the bar, 3 or 4 bartenders were mixing drinks. A man wearing a black leather coat, with a rough face and a height of 2 meters. Whiskey. The man said, suddenly taking off his sunglasses, a cold light revealed in his eyes. Hey, isn't this Amai? Why are you here today? A bartender joked, mixing a glass of whiskey in his hand. The man ignored him and kept looking around. In fact, he had foreseen a hint of danger tonight and was a little uneasy. The sounds around him were too noisy, but it didn't affect him in the slightest. The wine was mixed and he drank it down in one gulp. S.H.I.E.L.D. shouldn't have time to cause trouble for me. No, I'll leave New York tomorrow to ensure safety. The man muttered to himself. He dared to stay in New York all the time because S.H.I.E.L.D. couldn't spare the time to deal with him. They American police were nothing in his eyes, but there were some things that he had to guard against. When he just drank another drink, he looked at the center of the dance floor. A man wearing a black suit and a pair of sunglasses appeared in the corner of his eyes. Suddenly, the man's heart was shocked. Without any hesitation, he put down after some change, he left the bar. Naturally, what he saw was Lee Te. When he noticed Lee Te also saw something strange about him. Although his appearance has changed a bit, he was right. Lee Te watched the man leave with a smile on his face. He was very lucky, and he found it in less than 3 hours. Immediately, he also left the bar and followed the man away. Soon after, the man appeared in a dark street. He walked quickly and lowered his head. Who is it? Is it someone from S.H.I.E.L.D.? Impossible. Mike's face looked a little bad. He had been in the dark for several years, but he didn't expect to be discovered today. Mike has decided to leave here under the cover of night. The world is so big, it is impossible for S.H.I.E.L.D.'s power to spread all over the world. If it doesn't work, if he joins Hydra, he won't have to worry so much. Mr. Chris, where do you want to go in such a hurry? At this time, a clear voice came, which made Mike's face change drastically. At the end of the street, a man in a suit leaned against the wall with his arms folded. Are you from S.H.I.E.L.D.? Mike said, he stood there with murderous intent in his eyes. It doesn't matter who I am, what matters is that your free life starts and ends today. Lee Te walked out slowly. He looked at Mike in front of him, with a glimmer of light in his eyes. Mike looked around and found that Lee Te was the only one. Instantly, he breathed a sigh of relief. At this moment, the corner of his mouth slightly raised, and he took out a dagger. In this case, I will send you to see God. As soon as he finished speaking, Mike rushed out and turned into an afterimage. In an instant, he was about to rush in front of Li Te. Li Te was shocked. How fast was Mike? There was no unnecessary movement. Li Te take out 5 throwing knives and throw them out directly. Whoosh! A sound broke through the air and hit Mike directly. Chapter 16, Download again. Huge gains. Please collect the new book and ask for everything. Li Te has the ability of a sharpshooter with eagle eyes. Whether it's darts or throwing knives, you can almost always hit it with perfect accuracy. What's more, Mike was very close to him now and couldn't hide at all. At this moment, Li Te retreated slightly and his expression changed. There is definitely something wrong with the other party being so unscrupulous. Ding ding ding. Sure enough, after the flying knife touched the microphone, a series of crisp sounds appeared one after another. It seemed to be the sound of fine iron knocking. The flying knife fell to the ground without a trace of blood. Li Te's expression changed, and in front of him, Mike was unwilling to let go. He raised the dagger in his hand and was about to stab Li Te. The latter quickly retreated and dodged in an instant. He has the super speed of Hawkeye, which is not something Mike can match in this regard. He was standing opposite him, unscathed, with a dangerous smile on his face. What, are you surprised? Mike smiled and immediately attacked again. This ability of his has never been shown, and even S.H.I.E.L.D. didn't know about it. At this time, Li Te was extremely calm and was analyzing everything secretly. The more unexpected things happened, the more likely they would be. I need to calm down. The last big explosion definitely gave him a special ability. Although he didn't know what it was specifically, it was definitely related to defense. In an instant, Li Te guessed a lot. The opponent can ignore his flying knife and let him attack. This ability is not unpowerful and has something to do with defense. Now Li Te has speed and good strength, and even more he has the ability of a sharpshooter. But in terms of defense, he is not very satisfactory. He is no better than ordinary people. Therefore, he must get Mike's ability. The corners of Li Te's mouth curled up slightly, facing the attack. Mike took action directly. He has top-level fighting ability and is extremely powerful, comparable to a 7th-level agent. In an instant, the two sides fought. Both of them turned into afterimages, and they fought several times in a short period of time. Mike's information on S.H.I.E.L.D. It showed extraordinary skill and strength. At the moment when the two sides fought, Mike's information also appeared in Li Te's mind. Name, Chris Mack. Identity, Level 7 Wanted Criminal. Abilities, Top Fighting Skills, 200 MB, Firearm Proficiency, 300 MB, Cast Iron Body, 300 MB. Sure enough, Li Te guessed correctly, it was an ability related to defense. The body of pig iron can be said to be comparable to pig iron, so it can resist Li Te's flying knives. But if the destructive power exceeds that of pig iron, you will still be injured. But no matter what, Li Te needed this ability and immediately decided to download it. Ding dong, connection successful. Ding dong, the capacity of pig iron body is 300 MB, start downloading. Ding dong, the download speed is 600 kb/s, valid within a 2-meter range. According to this download speed, it will take about 8 minutes to complete. No acceleration is needed at all. Li Te's lips curled up. Both sides have top-level fighting skills. Therefore, the battle can be said to be evenly matched. However, Li Te's speed and strength are stronger than Mike. But he did not attack with all his strength, but kept delaying time. As time went by, Mike felt more and more that something was wrong. He could see it's not easy to show Li Te's strength, but he doesn't seem to have tried his best. What is this guy going to do? Mike was confused. But he knew that he couldn't go on like this. He had to take action with all his strength. At least, escape from this place. Ding dong, download completed. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for mastering the ability of pig iron body. 8 minutes later, Li Te thought of a voice in his mind, which made his face light up. It was finally completed. And at the next moment, Mike found Li Te's opening and took action with all his strength. He raised the dagger in his hand without any hesitation. Stabbed directly. Mike was surprised to find that Li Te didn't dodge. Go see God. Mike laughed, with a strong murderous intention in his eyes. He is a murderous person in his heart, and there is a red light in his eyes. Killing is the instinct in his heart. What he likes most is this moment. Clang! But the moment he stabbed the dagger down, the powerful rebound force made a look of shock appear in his eyes. How can this be? Mike's face changed drastically, and he discovered to his horror that Li Ti's physical defense seemed to be exactly the same as his, and he was not afraid of weapons. What, are you surprised? Then you can die. It was just a flaw left intentionally by Li Ti just to test his new abilities. Sure enough, he was very satisfied. And while Mike was shocked, Li Ti took action. He took action directly with the most powerful force. Boom! Under the strong force, Mike finally couldn't bear it anymore and fell heavily to the ground. What followed was a violent attack. Finally, Mike was beaten to death by Li Ti. No matter how strong the defense is, there is a limit. It's really a turtle shell. Li Ti joked. Today's harvest exceeded his imagination. Not only did he gain the ability to become a pig iron body, but he also gained $300,000. Then, he took Mike away under the cover of night. Aegis, the Bureau's bounty department, has no real place. It only needs to make a phone call and drop the person at the appointed place. Half an hour later, someone from S.H.I.E.L.D. came. After checking Mike's identity, he left $300,000. The knife was placed at the agreed place. Li Ti in the distance took away the 300,000 yuan after everyone left. S.H.I.E.L.D. is still very reputable in this regard. After all, their family has a big business and does not care about this. During this period, Li Ti showed his identity without any suspicion. What he did this time will also be recorded by S.H.I.E.L.D. The purpose of Li Ti's doing this is to he quickly entered the upper echelons of S.H.I.E.L.D. Only in this way can he come into contact with more powerful existences. He has foreseen that the battle in New York is not far away. After doing all this, Li Ti returned to his residence and did what he should do. Time passed quickly, and half a month passed in the blink of an eye. During this period, Li Ti did a lot of things, killing 3 wanted criminals with bounties on their heads, and gained huge rewards. But just tonight, Li Ti received a special message on his cell phone. Chapter 17, Little Spider Crisis. Please collect new books and ask for everything. Li Ti, who was lying on the sofa, had a trace of surprise on his face. This message was sent by Black Bill. Because of his special status, only people from S.H.I.E.L.D. can contact him. Bill helped Li Ti complete this task under the care of Zoe, the Bloody Mantis. This can be contacted. At this time, the message sent by the Black Man Bill was a name that surprised Li Ti. Natasha Romanoff. The legendary Black Widow, a level 10 S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. This name instantly piqued Li Ti's interest. According to the information sent by Bill, this beauty will go to the Avengers base in 3 days. Unexpectedly, even the Black Widow has appeared now. A smile appeared on Li Ti's face. He knew that the war in New York was getting closer. There was also a war in New Mexico recently, but he didn't know the details. If I guessed correctly, is the battle between the God of Thunder and the Destroyer. The power of either side is extremely powerful, but this is not something Li Ti can touch. If he participates in the battle, he can only be regarded as cannon fodder. Therefore, he will not think about the power for the time being. The power. However, he must definitely get the Black Widow's ability. Especially the ability that can delay aging. He can only be regarded as a human being now. No matter how powerful he is, he can only live for 70 or 80 years. He is only 100 years old. But having the ability to delay aging is different. He can easily live for more than 100 years. Moreover, Black Widow's ability is not only that. Then, Li Ti directly opened his attribute panel. Name, Li Ti. Identity, Level 5 Agent. Abilities, Marksman, Super Speed, Iron Body, Top Fighting Skills, Firearm Proficiency, Stealth, and Stealth. Balance, $600,000. Since erasing Mike, Li Ti has not encountered a bounty prisoner with special abilities. So his current abilities have not increased. However, during this period, he killed several wanted criminals and earned $7.8 million. He kept hundreds of thousands of them. After all, he is human and needs money. As for the rest, he charged it directly into the system. $600,000 can provide him with 600 times acceleration. Especially since he has killed many prisoners with bounties on his head in the past half-month, Zoe has already applied for him to be promoted to level 6 agent. His gains these days are still huge. But Li Te was not too satisfied. As time went by, he became more cautious. Because a foreseeable crisis is coming. And he is now for little people. 3 days later, I have to go back to Avengers base. Li Te has made up his mind. He must get the Black Widow's ability. The only thing that needs to be confirmed now is when the little spider will be bitten. He has thought about the little spider's power for a long time. But this half over the past month, he has not been particularly good at getting close to little spider. He behaves very normally and deliberately closes the relationship, which actually makes people wary. But Li Te usually takes great care of little spider. Now, he still trusts him himself. It just takes some time for little spider to completely trust himself. Doo-doo. Just as Li Te was thinking about this, his computer issued warning sounds. He immediately stood up and looked at the dot on the computer. At this time, the red dot stayed in one place and did not move forward. This is the tracking device he put on the little spider, and it can predict some dangers. At this time, the sound on the computer just means that the little spider is in danger now. No, something went wrong. Li Te's expression changed and he immediately put on his clothes. He transmitted the location of the little spider to his mobile phone and walked out of the room. He was just a middle school student, how could he be in danger? Li Te drove away and quickly headed to that place according to the landmarks. But the device he arranged was not wrong. The little spider was definitely in danger, so the computer would react like that. According to his current speed, he would go there. It will take about 10 minutes to locate the little spider. I hope he can resist for this long. Although Li Te was a little impatient, he was not too worried. After all, the little spider is one of the absolute protagonists in the Marvel world. It is impossible he will die young. Of course, little spider's life or death has nothing to do with him. What he cares about is that after little spider has a problem, he can't download the ability. At this moment, in a place in Queens. In a dim street, little spider's nose was bruised and his face was swollen, and he fell to the ground. In front of him, several black people stood with their hands in their pockets and smiles on their faces. This guy looks fair and tender, I like him very much, haha. One of the black men spoke and said something that made little spider tremble. At this time, he didn't dare to look up at all and was trembling. He didn't know who the other person was, but he could roughly guess it. The streets of America are not imaginary safety. And these black people are the so-called street gangsters. Such people can be found in any country. It's just that little spider was a little unlucky to meet them. If you want money, I can give you money, as long as you let me go. Little spider begged. He has no ability now and is no match for these black people. Money? What we want is not money. I think you are quite good. As long as you follow us, I guarantee that no one will dare to bully you. A black man who took the lead said. His eyes swept back and forth in front of little spider. He didn't know what he was thinking. This kind of look made little spider frightened. He was just a student and had encountered this kind of situation before. The black men looked at each other and immediately surrounded the little spider, trying to take action forcefully. The little spider's eyes were horrified. This was the first time he was so eager to have powerful power. If I could be like Mr. Bruce, little spider felt sad. He longs to be like Li Te, who has great power and can solve everything. But, he didn't. Growing up, I could only let others bully me without being able to resist. He was desperate. But at this moment, a voice came out. Like a light in the darkness. Hey, students who want to bully me, do they have to ask me first? On the dim street, Li Te was wearing a black suit with a calm expression. Chapter 18, The Police Strikes Strongly. Please collect the new book and ask for everything. The moment Li Te spoke, everyone present looked at Li Te. As for little spider, Peter Parker sat on the ground, a trace of joy appeared on his bruised face, and a light flashed in his eyes. Cloth, Mr. Bruce. The little spider seemed to have seen hope and looked at Li Te blankly. But the black people looked at each other in shock. Where did this yellow-skinned monkey come from? He's pretty good, but he's still not as good as this guy with thin skin and tender flesh. Get out of here, or don't blame us for being rude. A few black people came forward. They were tall, and the shortest one was a head taller than Li Te. These people can be said to be domineering. They have a very strong power. Black people are inherently better than yellow people like Li Te. The man was tall. Seeing that the little spider was fine, Li Te breathed a sigh of relief. He looked at the black men present with an unhappy look on his face. Li Te could tell that the sexual orientation of these people was not normal at all. This is a foreign country, it's very chaotic. How can it be as good as imagined? You go, I will dirty my hands if I attack you. Li Te looked up. He was very serious. What he said was true. He really didn't want to fight with them. But his words completely angered the black people present. They all looked angry. Change, look furious. Damn yellow-skinned monkey, what are you talking about? Are you in a hurry to see God? How dare you speak to us like this? Beat him to death. The leading black man spoke, and he glared at Li Te angrily. In his eyes, Li Te's words just now were undoubtedly an insult to him. Under his order, the black men present took action. If nothing else, their methods are indeed powerful. But they are just ordinary people and gangsters. Li Te is an agent. Mr. Bruce, be careful. Little Spider shouted as he watched the black men take action. Although he knew that Li Te was very strong, he was not sure. The black men in front of him took action directly. They were tall and had a strong sense of oppression. Li Te's eyes remained unchanged, and immediately turned into an afterimage. Bang bang bang! In just one moment, 3 or 4 black people fell down. Puff puff! And the next moment, Li Te held a dagger and cut off their hands directly. Ah! These black people shouted loudly. They couldn't believe it. They even didn't know how Li Te took action. As for the black leader, his face changed drastically and he looked at the person who fell on the ground. How so? The black man couldn't believe it. His body was trembling. He looked at Li Te like this and was speechless. And the little spider's expression changed even more. So powerful. At this time, this is the only thought in little spider's mind. In the past half-month of physical education classes, he knew that Li Te had some tricks. But he didn't know that Li Te could be so powerful. This is power. Little spider, at this moment, I was shocked inside and dared not speak. What, do you want me to do it myself? Li Te looked at the leading black man with a calm expression. The black man looked frightened. Li Te was too calm and did not look like a normal person at all. He was the only one left in their group. The others were not abolished. After losing his hand, he lost his leg. Now he is the only one left. At this time, he didn't know what to do. Li Te was like a god of death, looking at him coldly. Run away. Yes, run away from here. This is the only thought in his mind. Toot toot toot. But just when he was about to leave, a series of sirens sounded, which shocked him all over. The police are coming. He didn't run away, but looked at Li Te like this. Ha ha ha, the police are here, you are finished, you deliberately hurt others, just wait to be locked up. The black man laughed, seeming to have found support. He is related to the police station, and now the evidence is conclusive, the injured are all present. No matter how powerful the man in front of him is, can he be stronger than the gun in the hands of the police? Quick, quick, surround this place and don't allow anyone to come in or out. At this time, all the police appeared and surrounded the dark street. There were more than 20 police officers with guns, lighting up the street. What happened? A leading police officer came over. He looked around and looked cold. Sir, it's him, he's the one doing the murder, he wants to kill us. The leading black man seemed to have seen a life-saving straw and shouted directly. The leading police captain glanced at Li Te and the bloody dagger in his hand. Take them all away. And Li Te looked at these policemen very calmly and dropped the dagger in his hand. Little Spider was standing next to him at the moment, looking at Li Te's eyes, feeling very guilty. Sorry Mr. Bruce, it's all because of me. Li Te shook his head, looked at Little Spider and said, don't blame yourself, let's just follow him. At this time, Spider-Man is just a high school student, just a child, not Spider-Man yet. Hey, I'm warning you, don't talk nonsense. The police captain said directly, warning Li Te. Li Te opened his eyes slightly, exuding a hint of chill. I also warn you, be careful what you say. At this moment, Li Ti's body exuded a trace of cold aura. It was as cold as hell. This was not the aura that ordinary people should have. The police captain was also a well-informed person, and he was a little frightened for a moment. This person, absolutely unusual. In order to be cautious, he did not put handcuffs on Li Ti and Little Spider. He was afraid that if Li Ti really had an unusual identity, there would still be a chance to save him. Soon after, Li Ti and Little Spider were sitting in the police car, looking at each other. Sorry, Mr. Bruce. Little Spider was indeed very guilty. He thought that he was the only one who had dragged Li Ti down. Li Ti shook his head, looked at Little Spider and said, Peter, what would you do if you had great power? As soon as these words came out, Little Spider looked shocked. He didn't know what Li Ti's words meant. But at this time, Li Ti's eyes were extremely serious. Chapter 19, The greater the ability, the greater the responsibility. Please collect the new book and ask for everything. Little Spider, who was still just a child, looked at Li Ti like this. He was at a loss. In fact, he had thought about this problem many times. After you have the power, you should do something. Punish rape and eradicate evil? Uphold justice? He has had many visions. But all this can only be thought about. He is just an ordinary high school student. Among the people he has come into contact with, the strongest one is Li Ti. Mr. Buckaroo, I don't have a precise answer yet. The Little Spider replied like this. He is an extremely unconfident person. When Li Ti heard the Little Spider's answer, a smile appeared on his face. He didn't say anything, he just patted the Little Spider on the shoulder and said. With great ability comes great responsibility. When Little Spider heard Li Ti's words, his expression was shocked. These words resounded in his mind like thunder. Because his parents died when he was young, he was more precocious than his peers. But there are also who knew the loneliness in Little Spider's heart. No one had ever spoken to him like this. Unconsciously, Li Ti's image in his mind became more mysterious and taller. But Mr. Bruce, these policemen, he was still worried. After all, it was impossible for Li Ti to escape from hurting someone. Today's laws are very strict. Li Ti smiled, but he didn't take it to heart at all. He didn't reveal his identity directly simply because he didn't want to involve too much. Seeing Li Ti's confident eyes, Little Spider felt a little relieved. Come out, the destination has arrived. At this moment, the police car stopped and the police's voice was heard. Under the leadership of the police, the two walked into the Queen's police station. Because Little Spider was only a freshman in high school and not yet a minor, it was inconvenient to interrogate. But Li Ti is different. He is the culprit of this incident. In the interrogation room, dim lights flicker from time to time. The atmosphere here is extremely depressing, and ordinary mortals cannot hold on for long. Li Ti sat on the chair and closed his eyes. Eyes. He doesn't look like a prisoner at all. You are now charged with wounding with intent and will be imprisoned. At this time, in front of Li Ti, two white policemen in uniform were extremely serious. They looked at Li Ti with strange eyes because this man was so calm. Entering the police station was like returning home. Then what? Li Ti said. His answer made the two policemen look at each other, a little confused. Boom. A policeman stood up and hammered the table with both hands. You'd better be honest with me. This is the police station, not your home. He was very angry. Ordinary prisoners would be at a loss after seeing such a battle. But Li Ti in front of him didn't seem to care at all. Are you sure this is your final answer? In this case, we will take good care of you. The other policeman was calm. He organized the documents on the table without too many questions and wanted to directly convict Li Ti. Li Ti crossed his arms and opened his eyes. In doing so, I'm afraid you won't be able to shoulder this responsibility. The two white policemen were stunned for a moment, then laughed. You're just a yellow-skinned monkey, and you have responsibilities that we can't bear. Who do you think you are? They are white people. They think their race is superior and look down on people of other skin colors. And Li Ti's answer made them no longer patient. At this time, their only purpose was to put Li Ti into prison and give him a lesson you will never forget. Okay, Bruce Little, you've been charged with wounding with intent and have pleaded guilty. Sign your name. The policeman took out the documents and pen and put them in front of Li Ti. The latter smiled and tore up all the documents. You didn't ask me to find a defense lawyer, and you just wanted to convict me without enough evidence. Are you qualified? Li Ti's eyes were cold and his aura was majestic, which shocked the two policemen. But they quickly realized that this is their territory. You are seeking death. One of the policemen clenched his fist and wanted to take action directly. Snapped. Li Ti took action and threw it out with a slap. For a moment, the fallen teeth and blood took off, and the white policeman who took action fell heavily to the ground, screaming in pain. He was arrogant and domineering. The other policeman was shocked. This world, are there such arrogant people? Attack the police, assault the police, you will never get out of jail in this life. He yelled and wanted to take out the handcuffs and restrain Li Ti. But at this moment, Li Ti took out the ID in his hand. There was a sign similar to an eagle on it, which shocked the policeman. S.H.I.E.L.D. He saw the English letters on it clearly, and his expression changed slightly. In their country, there were many mysterious organizations that they could not afford to offend. Not the CIA, not the FBI. It seems like a more mysterious organization? The white policeman didn't dare to mess around, and he looked a little strange. Although he didn't know what those 6 letters represented, he was sure that he couldn't afford to offend him. At that moment, without any hesitation, he called directly to report. Not long after, policemen walked in one after another, and one of them even had the rank of chief. Everyone, get out of here! The chief said loudly, and even the injured policemen left together. Commissioner of the Queensborough of New York City, met Mr. Although he is only a local policeman, because of his rank, he knows some unknown things. For example, SHIELD is a powerful agency directly affiliated with the President and Congressmen of the United States. It is not even comparable to the CIA and FBI. Huge organization. Since you know who I am, you should also know what I am doing, right? Li Ti's face was very indifferent. Of course, sir. A trace of cold sweat broke out on the director's forehead. This is a member of S.H.I.E.L.D. How could he provoke him? Very good, you handle the people you need to deal with, and you know how to do the things you need to do. After saying that, Li Ti left without looking back. He didn't mean to talk nonsense at all. Sir, I'll give it to you. The director hurriedly followed, a little frightened. They are just local police, and they can't afford to offend people like this. S.H.I.E.L.D., no matter what level it is. To him, they are all big shots. Chapter 20, Return to Avengers Base. New book. Please collect it and ask for everything. Mr. Bruce, what on earth is going on? Little Spider, who just walked out of the police station, still hasn't reacted yet and is a little overwhelmed. He only went in for less than half an hour and was released directly before he was even interrogated. This made him very incredible. And in his eyes, Bruce was indeed deliberately hurting people. Even if he had to go out, it would take at least 3 days. But only half an hour had passed. The two of them walked out of the police station safe and sound. There was no background or anything. The little spider he relied on couldn't imagine that in his eyes, those police officers were people who should not be messed with. But Li Ti walked in front of him, very calmly. S.H.I.E.L.D. has great power, and its ability exceeds that of the United States. Various agencies. If it is the federal police, it may be a bit troublesome, but here are just local police. Among American law enforcement agencies, they are inferior. Facing a behemoth like S.H.I.E.L.D., they certainly don't dare to mess around. Director of S.H.I.E.L.D., but there is someone who can talk to the President and Congressman. He is a real big shot. And he is a level 5 agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and in the eyes of these police officers, he is considered a high-ranking person. How dare you keep Li Ti? Don't tell anyone else what happened today, okay? Li Ti looked at Little Spider and said. He didn't want to reveal his identity. As for Little Spider, he will know these things sooner or later. Mr. Bruce, you can trust me. Little Spider said seriously. In his eyes, Li Ti was truly mysterious and tall. Unknowingly, Li Ti had become his idol. He also wanted to be someone like Li Ti. Okay, you should go back, your aunt will be worried. Li Ti said. This matter has been resolved, and Little Spider will not be in any danger. The latter nodded and left with his school bag on his back. I wonder if Mr. Bruce will go to the extracurricular visits later. Before leaving, Little Spider looked at Li Ti's back and said. But Li Ti didn't pay attention to this at the moment, and was going to go back to his residence directly. Black Widow will enter the Avengers base in 3 days, and he must take advantage of this time. Just go back. This is the most important thing for him at the moment. After returning home, he first sent a message to Scarlet Mantis. Because the little spider did not encounter any danger, after 3 days, Li Te temporarily returned to Shield. The matter was approved. After all this was completed, Li Te only had to wait for that day to arrive. In the next few days, nothing happened to him. Although there were many bounties on S.H.I.E.L.D., many of them were not in New York. He still has his own work and cannot leave here at will. After the last incident, Little Spider trusts Li Te wholeheartedly. The relationship between the two is also improving steadily. And Li Te also successively placed things on Little Spider. 3 tracking devices were installed to avoid the last incident. This morning, Li Te prepared everything. He had already said hello to the school. According to the information provided by Bill, Black Widow will come to the Avengers base around 6 o'clock this afternoon, which is enough time. After finishing packing, Li Te drove out of his residence. His target was the Avengers base where he had been away for nearly 20 days. Because the location of the base was very secret and not marked on the map, he had to use S.H.I.E.L.D's communications. The device will do. 3 hours later, a huge base appeared in front of Li Te. That was the Avengers base. Because the Avengers had not yet assembled, the iconic A there are no physical marks either. After undergoing all inspections, Li Te successfully entered the Avengers base. And now, it's already 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Hey Li, you're back. Just when Li Te entered the Avengers base, Black Bill's voice appeared. Good afternoon, Bill. Li Te said with a smile. The two of them can be considered friends. Bill took good care of Li Te before. Now that Li Te has become a 5th level agent, Bill will of course be influenced by him. The surrounding 3rd and 4th level agents saw Li Te after that, stand at attention directly. Good afternoon, Mr. Bruce. Mr. Bruce. As Li Te entered SHIELD, low-level agents greeted him one by one. Even the agents who had once disliked Li Te. Along the way, many people nodded and stood at attention in front of Li Te, appearing very respectful. This it is a change in identity, and it is also brought about by strong strength. I heard that you have killed many people in the bounty order recently. Mr. Zoe is very satisfied with your performance. After entering the base, Black Bill said with some envy. Their internal staff knew Li Te's performance in the past half-month. Almost all 7th level wanted criminals and 6th level wanted criminals were killed by Li Te. Especially under Zoe's recommendation, there are rumors that Li Te has the opportunity to be promoted to a 6th level agent. 6th level agents are considered mid-level personnel in S.H.I.E.L.D. Of course they cannot afford to offend these 3rd and 4th level agents. As long as if Li Te's performance continues, it will not be a problem to become a 7th level agent in the future. Then these agents will be the real leaders. In SHIELD, the promotion of agents is very difficult. Once you advance to a level, your status will be drastically changed. Variety. Just good luck. Li Te smiled and didn't care. If it weren't for the fact that they had enough bounties, he wouldn't care about these things. But no matter what, in order to steadily improve his strength, he will definitely do this. Good luck can't kill those vicious bounty criminals. While the two were talking, a voice came from not far away. It was Zoe, known as the Scarlet Mantis. Mr. Zoe. Black Bill stood at attention. Zoe nodded and glanced at Li Te. He was very satisfied because Li Te was the person he liked. With such a performance, of course his face was bright. Very good, the superiors have approved my opinion. After you complete the mission this time, you will be promoted to a 6th level agent soon. Zoe said this, which shocked Black Bill and other agents. Level 6 agent? It's only been less than a month. Is Li Te's promotion speed too fast? End of the chapter. Like and subscribe for more videos like this.